Well, grab a seat, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
D and Davis, the flip.
Flip.
We are back. We got a lot to get into. A little bit of sports, a little bit of what's going on in the world. My name is Kenneth Davis. You heard him. His name is
D Demonspero. Hey, make sure you follow us on Twitter at D and Davis Show. Once again, it's at D and Davis Show. Facebook.com/D and Davis Show. iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Music, Stitcher, the TuneIn app, War on Anchor, which kicks you over to Spotify and the YouTube. All right. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Demons1, DEMONZE1. Ken is on Twitter at That's Davis. Executive producer of the D and Davis Show and D and Davis to Flip, Ryan Bukoveski. You can follow Ryan on Twitter at Ryan Beesky.
all right. D, you did the Spartan Challenge today at Wrigley Field. Tell us about it.
Yes, did Spartan Race, the stadium race. Kyle means editorial director of We Are Rig Radio, and Ryan Bukoveski, our producer and also writer at wearerigradio.com, went out and interviewed the course director Jason yesterday, and that was really cool, man. He was a really cool guy. Got a really good interview. Kyle and Ryan's going to chop up real soon.
Seems like he has a pretty cool job.
Yeah, he sounds like this is my personal opinion, but this is my take from this whole Spartan Race thing. It's almost sort of like a traveling circus because they travel throughout the countries, and I think he said they do 60 dates a year. Some cities they do 2 days.
How do they make money?
Oh, they make money, sir.
So you have to pay to be in it?
To run that race, I think it was $180.
Really?
Yeah, to run it. Yeah, it wasn't like, $30, $40. No, it was $180 to run that race. Because think about it, though.
Nah.
If you're doing it at Wrigley, they have to comp the price of being at Wrigley. And that's just a stadium thing. And Ryan, I think, how long did he say they have been doing the stadium thing? The stadiums? About 5 years?
Yeah, he said he's been doing Fenway for at least 5 or 6 years.
He's been doing Fenway first for at least 5 years. This is the very first time they ever did it at Wrigley Field. And he was a big Cubs fan, too. He said, this is really cool. So, no, they make bread. They make money. I think he said it was going to be 5,500 people that was doing it today.
Damn.
Yeah.
So my race time was at 8:45. At least a couple of hundred people ran before I started to run. Probably more than a couple of hundred. And it was doing it 15-minute increments. Yes. And then when I was done, I finished. He said the average it was probably gonna be like an hour, 10 hour, 15 minutes. I was able to do it in an hour, 5 minutes. So that was pretty cool to do. And when I was finished, got my beer, got my banana, got me some.
What beer?
Man, let me tell you, I got a Michelob.
Whoa.
Never had
Ultra?
no, it was light.
Whoa!
Because they had Bud Light, and I cannot stand Bud Light.
Yeah, Bud Light's terrible.
And I love Budweiser.
I hate Budweiser.
Oh, I love the heavy Bud. I drink that. It keeps you humble. That's what I say. It brings you down to earth.
So you were born south of that Mason-Dixie line, huh?
I still drink. Excuse me. I'll drink a Budweiser, no
What
doubt.
you should be drinking is a White Claw.
For real.
They didn't have no White Claws.
I like those claws.
I never had those before.
Oh, they're great.
really?
100 calories.
I tried one. Yeah, I get. Yeah.
You would love them.
But people were still lining up to do it by the time I got finished. So it was a ton of people out there. Man, it was great, man. I would say this. As a crew.
Start a company doing it.
We just what's that?
Why don't you start a company doing it?
Oh, doing like our own race?
The Gladiator.
Let's take it to the HBCUs.
Instead of Spartan, the Gladiator race.
That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Because typically they don't do it in stadiums per se. They do it like in the sticks out in cornfields, and you just do a lot of running, do all the obstacles. So it was 3 miles plus 20 obstacles. I did not do 3 of them, 3 obstacles.
Why?
Because my upper body was shot by the time I
What were
all
they?
that running. You had to do like monkey rings, or not monkey ring, but rings. I think I did like half of those, and then I finished it, but I hop back up and just kind of swing and then drop back down, and hop back up, swing, and then drop back down. So that one I didn't complete all the way. They had one that you're supposed to throw a spear and hit the I know.
The javelin throw.
That's a more politically correct one. I'll go with that. The javelin throw,
brother.
Yeah, I know. I'll let you know though. I missed it, so I'm not good at it.
Did you hurt somebody?
No. No, man. I threw it enough power in the distance, but it just shot out to the left, so I missed it.
You don't go around throwing javelins.
No, I don't.
How far was the target?
Good point.
maybe 30 feet.
Ooh.
Not 30 feet.
You got to really load into that one, huh?
Yeah, you do. I loaded into it. It just went left.
What's the third one?
A rope climb.
Well, as long as you're-
I don't think I've ever did a rope climb. Not even in high school. Not even. Nope. I didn't have to do
How
it.
was that pipe thing that we saw?
Oh, that was pretty cool. I did that. You had to climb in through like this gigantic box, but there was bars kind of like put in different places, and you had to climb through it without your feet hitting the ground.
Really?
Yeah, I was able to do that. That was cool. I did that. It was one called a Z-wall, and I kept falling, but I was able to do it. But it was just kind of weird. You couldn't touch nowhere on the wall except like these blocks. And you had to it was like in a Z formation, and then you got down. I was able to do that. The other one I couldn't do was
Did you have to do that climbing one that we saw?
the big net.
Yeah, the big wooden stands that we saw that we thought you had to climb over.
Oh yeah, I did that no problem. Okay. I hopped over the. Hey man, let me say this. Growing up in a hood, you jump over a lot of gates, and I was able to hop over them gates.
So just why I don't like Tim's.
Yeah, no problem. I was able to get over no problem. I think this one person was like, "All right, you did that very well." I said, "Thank you." It's called growing up in Inglewood.
Now, Shock ain't gonna say. Shock not gonna say you from the hood.
Growing up in Inglewood, I was able to hop gates pretty regularly. Just outside playing and shit.
You didn't go away.
I'm trying to think. The last one I couldn't do. Oh yeah, let me tell you something, man. I think that was vertically challenged. I mean, to the vertically challenged, that's what I am. I'm about 5'7", and they was kind of what's the word I'm gonna say? I could say prejudice against the shorter folks. They had the monkey bars, but the bars was too far away. My arms ain't long enough.
Even if you were swinging.
I was trying to swing, brother, but this was the last thing. I was tired.
Yeah, that's not.
By this time, I'd have ran 3 miles. And I was like, I'm gonna do it. And I swing a little bit, and I'm like, ugh. I said, you know what do I got to do? 15 burpees. I do the 15 burpees. So I did. So I think those are the only things that I didn't finish. Everything else, I finished no problem.
You were discriminated against for your
was.
height.
Man, me and this lady next to each other, she's like, yeah, it's like, man, this is kind of bogus because, you know what I'm saying, if you shorter, your arm's not long enough. So, yeah, I couldn't do that. But the end, typically they have like this log of fire at the end you're supposed to jump over. They didn't have that out there. So you like punching bags, like big, the big punching bags at the gym. It was like 60 of them that you had to run through. Yeah, and
like
that was
football?
Yeah, basically. And that was the last thing you had to do. You come out, you finish it. So I have the reason why I say I probably wouldn't do it at Wrigley Field again if they came back here, although I loved it. It was a great experience. I have never ran so many stairs in my life.
I know you probably don't feel like it, but
you
need to soak, bro.
My God. I still feel good.
Because you ain't feeling it.
I ain't feeling it right now.
Because I'm just running through those bags.
Man.
You done got bruises places you don't even know you got bruises.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you need to, I'm telling you, be good today.
Ice bath.
Man,
get in there and even if it's just 25 minutes.
Just something, huh?
Yeah, get you a soak on, man.
I did slip, but it was nothing. We had to do like a 45-pound sandbag. You had to walk up the ramp. I kind of slipped a little bit, but that was cool. The stairs were kind of slick, but for the most part, the crew out there did a really good job to clean up everything out. So it was a great experience overall. I think as a crew, I think it'll be cool that we did it. Just to say we go out there and just accomplish something like that. Because at the end, man, he's like, man, this is crazy. But I was like, but you get like kind of a adrenaline rush. Like, man, I finished it.
Yeah.
I actually did this. Like, man, I always wanted to do this, and I actually finished it. So that was cool.
Here's your Michelob.
Let's shoot.
And here's you'll make a low light.
Let's shoot for
like next year.
Yeah.
And hopefully not to do it in the cold.
I'm not doing it. I'm
Now,
not slipping for that.
Now, I will say this. My hands, it was cold out there. I think it might have been 30-something out there running. My hands were numb because it was so cold. Now, I say the last 25, 30% of the race, I got feeling it again. And I was like, oh, cool. I got my second win about that time. Okay. I'm like, all right, cool. Now I can start running again. So, but no, man, it was a great experience. Shout out to Mia Humphreys. That's the communications company, American marketing company representative we went through to kind of do it. They reached out to We Are Wrigley Radio on D and Davis Show. I was able to do that. So shout out to her. Shout out to Jason Barnes. Jason Barnes, thank you. Jason Barnes, he was the course director. Great interview with him. Really cool. And that you be looking out for the interview that we did with him yesterday too. So yeah, man, I finished it. It was really cool, man. I would implore anybody, if you had a chance to do a Spartan race, go do it.
All right. Automation can replace up to 800 million jobs by 2035.
800 million?
Bank of America Merrill Lynch put this out.
Wow.
Half of all jobs worldwide, or up to 800 million total jobs, could be at risk of becoming obsolete by 2035 due to the rise of automation. That's the assessment from the new report written by Bank of America and Merrill Lynch.
That's 15 years from now.
Analysts highlight 10 themes to watch for the next decade, and artificial intelligence is one of them. To make matters worse, robots are getting cheaper, and analysts say with industrial robotic costs falling 27%, from 2005 to 2014, those costs could decline to 22% by 2025. While analysts acknowledge that automation isn't a new phenomenon and has been used across the economy for decades, they predict the new generation of robot automation could even be more transformative. Plus, it's not factory jobs. I think that's the thing we need to think about, that robots will replace. Increasingly, office and service sector tasks are being automated due to improvements in computing and software.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, think about it like this. Ken and I worked with each other for about 10 years. Well, close to 10 years.
I say, because I just hit 10 years.
Okay, so maybe
2
like
weeks ago.
About 7 years then?
Yeah, about 7.
About 7 years we worked together, right? Yeah. And there was a huge layoff. Now, this was probably partly due towards the recession, because we were working together around the big recession.
I actually got hired in the recession.
You know what? Yeah, you sure did.
I got hired in the recession.
You did get hired in the recession. Yeah. That's true. But a lot of people were not fortunate enough. It was a huge layoff. Yeah. And about that time, I think they was sending those jobs off seas.
Outsourcing a lot.
Yeah, outsourcing a lot of jobs. But there were jobs that were there that were taken over by automation in a sense. The one thing I think people have to understand is a lot of people are like, you know what? I give you an example. The guys, men and women out in like West Virginia or whatever, do coal mining. They say, well, why can't we just teach them a new job and teach them how to code? It's like, A, do they want to code? Coding is not easy to do. I think I'm pretty smart.
That may go away.
Huh?
AI may be doing that too.
That's what I'm saying. So you can write code to get rid of a coder. So basically, if you write some code and like that next year, hell, probably the next 6 months, they can write an automation script to get rid of the person who's doing the coding. So it's not, as you just said, it's not just like manufacturing jobs. Mm-hmm. It's got men and women that are lawyers, coders in technology. If anybody ever seen the robotic, I think it's up in like Massachusetts. I forget what school it is. They're building robots. Is it MIT?
You're talking about where the NBA holds that thing every year. If Daryl Morey isn't really involved in it.
No, not that. No, I was talking about, since you could see they have robots that kind of like shape like human beings. Okay. And they're doing like military
Westworld?
style. It's basically like that. They're doing like military style drills. The crazy one, they made like little animals. They have no heads, but they these little robots, and they jump around and look like a natural dog.
I've seen this.
Just think about the robotics.
I was looking at this thing about robotics last week, and it was showing how they're using, for instance, a hive mentality so that the robots can build stuff. So they taught these robots how to basically be termites. And when termites build their nests, they don't do it like together, but they build it together. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're basically trained to, okay, a termite put something here, I put mine here, but they're not doing it in sync with one another. Mm-hmm. And they train these robots to not really be in sync with one another, but when something else is there, they know to put something else there.
Yes.
And it was just funny watching this. I forgot what the show was called or whatever, but to go to the point, I mean, but we know Skynet was coming forever.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just even more things about, hey, get your side hustle strong.
Now, you know what? I wonder if this is the case, because I saw Mark Cuban make this, was talking about this.
Thing?
He was talking about coding, and he said they're going to have coders to write code to get rid of other coders, right? He said, so what he predicts is there's going to be an influx of more people going back to liberal arts. So he said, because a lot of manual stuff we won't be able to do, but a human-to-human interaction for liberal arts is still going to be there.
Okay.
Language, history, psychology. He said it's going to be. He said he think it's going to be
How many
more
history
of an
teachers do we need?
How many history? I don't know. I mean,
I'm with you. I get it.
No. That's what his prediction. He's like, it's like some stuff is still, you need that kind of human interaction. Yeah. But
well, question of that: how many history teachers do we need? I mean, what are people going to be doing when you cut like 800 million jobs?
Be like you Star Trek told us.
What is Star Trek?
Get out there and explore. I mean, that's kind of like the theme is In Star Trek,
People, I mean, a lot. Google, I mean,
Jeff
Bezos is trying to get out of space. You already know the Tesla dude. What's his name?
Elon Musk.
Yeah, Elon Musk. Yeah.
But we're not going to be there in 15 years.
I'm just pointing out where we're not going to be. No, well, the thing is that technology got so advanced that basically they didn't have to really try to get wealth anymore. So what was there to do? And also, because I kept thinking about it, because it was in one Star Trek, they went back to the past, and it was Star Trek First Contact. Because this is the first time, I believe, Vulcans, was it Vulcans? It's
Vulcans.
Vulcans.
Wait, which one?
What is Spock?
He's a Vulcan.
He's a Vulcan, yeah. Vulcans came to Earth, and this was the first time that they knew that there were aliens. Because you remember, the thing is always the old theme is that if there's aliens, it's supposed to galvanize us all to realize we shouldn't be opposing one another.
Right.
So the theme kind of is what happens after we kind of get over the shit that we're chasing after today. Really, in a way, in Star Trek, behind it, they don't talk about it, but that's behind it. That's kind of what it is. I mean, that's what's not. I mean, to me, it's telling me that with our kids, so we put it like this: we should be looking for hustles in a positive sense that they can have when they're 20s and 30s, so that they won't be in this situation. Like, that's why I mentioned earlier, get your side hustle together, because that's something that you can teach Gracie. Like, hey, Gracie, we do this. This is your company now. Whatever. So she doesn't have to worry about. She can use automation to perfect that company, but she doesn't worry about firing herself.
We need a UBI, baby.
What's that?
I was just about to ask you about that. So does this kind of bolster the popularity of one Mr. Andrew Yang?
Definitely for me.
Yeah. Oh, you want your
universal basic
I
income.
was say you want your Alaskan check.
Give me that stat. I wonder if that. I mean, listen, if he's been saying this for a long time, and I 100% agree with him, because you can just see it in your. Go to a grocery store. They've cut down the lanes of actual checkouts.
Go to McDonald's. There's not even a person like working there anymore.
Right, basically.
They're all in the kitchen.
Yes.
Y'all wanted those raises, right? Oh, you gonna get this raise. Raise your ass.
See, that's the
Right
problem.
the fuck about the door.
Like,
People want some money. Okay, job's out of here.
I mean, but they probably had that. They probably had this automation stuff years in advance.
But we know why it was like.
True. I mean, but think about it.
I'm gonna let you know.
They'll say like, okay, yeah, we give $15 raise, but we're only going to hire maybe like we used to hire 25 people. We just need 10 people.
Remember when outside of the guy that was like the manager and stuff, most people that worked at McDonald's when we were shorties was teenagers.
Yeah, it was teenagers. Yeah, it was a teenage
And now
job. Yeah.
it's grown folks. For like the last 15, 20 years, it's grown folks.
My old man, when he owned his Subway, man, it was majority teenagers in there. And then it was like my grandmother was a manager, my aunt was a manager because she worked at a Subway. My pops is there. My mother would come work at it every once in a while, but the rest of us, it was all teenagers.
Yeah. And now, so one, we don't even have jobs for the teens anymore because grandma got to work at the damn McDonald's.
And manufacturing
Damn
jobs
Trump.
are right after 2035.
Real quick, to get back to the, I didn't say this when you brought up the coal mining. And another thing too, remember coal miners get paid like that because of rocks in the box. I mean, just like
it's a dangerous job.
Yes, exactly.
So it's really
they get
dangerous
paid an exorbitant amount, not an exorbitant, but a lot of money because they put themselves at risk, and chances are they're not going to have long and comfortable lives at the end.
Even
so, Colton can't get you that type of bread.
But how about this though? Eventually, because we're not going to just get rid of coal. I mean, we're going to go to renewable resources. But they're going to figure some kind of way. I was like, man, why am I paying you all this money and you going to die? Like, I could just build a robot to go down there and break that coal up myself. That's coming. It's coming. So it's kind of like, yeah, you want your job. You worry about, not being able to have your job. You're going to be seeing robots going down the mines doing your job.
What happens at 2035? We see all these robots and all these millions of jobs cut, and they're going to start working on manufacturing next. And then the next thing. And then
manufacturing is already basically there.
Well, I'm saying any industry that's not with automation, that's the next
the next thing.
That's the gateway.
So here's another question. It might be kind of morbid, but I think it's kind of happening throughout basically first world countries. The birth rate is dropping. And people are constantly, not constantly, but consciously thinking about that. Like, why am I going to have a kid? And I know once upon a time, maybe 50, 60 years ago, it was like, yeah, I have a kid. I have 5 or 6 of them. They go do the same thing I do. You know what I'm saying? You work at this job. You get a pension for 30 years. Yeah, the American dream is there. a lot of men and women nowadays, it's kind of like, why am I having a kid? Because I can barely take care of myself, and I'm struggling through this economy. I can see what's happening. I ain't about to put my kid through something like that. So that's going to be something else you got to deal with. Now, I mean, maybe that'll be, God forbid me saying this, maybe that might be a good thing, because then you won't have so many overpopulation. So maybe you won't have so many humans going through this. It's going to be a decrease. It would help. Now, in developing countries, they still going to be probably having babies, until, saying medicine and education.
Until the robots come.
Yeah, until medicine and
You're done.
Medicine and education gets there, it's kind of like, you might not want to do this. But in first world countries, man, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Wow, you said 2035?
Yeah.
That's 15 years from now.
That's nothing.
15.
What if it's faster?
It's a blink of an eye. Dude, in my 9 to 5, we had a meeting, in my team meeting. I'm on the QA team, and the team is growing. But my manager was like, we're doing automation because we're doing automation. So in a minute, we probably won't have to hire so many QA members. Because you go to somewhere else, but we're writing all this automation to just do exactly the testing. You don't need that other people.
And everyone's just thinking about the cutting of the jobs. No one's worried about those people getting new jobs. They're like, oh, they'll work somewhere else. Well, those places have robots.
Good companies are really supposed to kind of set you up with your next job. That's something that was discussed.
Yes.
In
yes.
We had a shooting drill this week.
Yeah, how was that? You mentioned that.
Man, me and Chris.
How was that?
Me and Chris killed it. Dog, I probably answered 45% of the questions. And, usually I just chill in the back.
Wait a minute, y'all had to take a written test?
The dude was just asking. And
what do you do?
Yeah, in this situation. And I've come from common sense.
I get low, I come up behind
I'm
him.
like, so.
And then I snap his neck. I snap his neck.
And I re-snap it. I put it back and I snap
I grab the next gun, I go low.
Lesson learned.
I go low, I take out the next one.
I mean, usually stuff like that. I mean, usually, like, I don't go to half the stuff there. Just be facts.
Like I need to go to this one.
Yeah, because I'm like, I want to apply that knowledge to the knowledge I think I already have, and test it to make sure if I'm right or not. It was interesting. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you kind of already knew. You learned the terms of what a real workplace shooting is, as far as it. Like, for instance, I came to Demaz's job and shot him. But I didn't shoot you, Ryan, then that's not a mass shooting. It's not the type of shooting.
Yeah, mass shooting, I think it's 3 or 4 people at one time, right?
Yep. So it was interesting. I mean, it was basically, again, common, like, stuff that I just grew up with. Before I even said it, I'm like, listen, I'm going to run in the room. I'm going to throw these servers down in front of the door, and I'm going to get low, right? Or I'm going to, like, first thing is this. I'm going to tell you straight. Your first thing is flee. If you can get out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was talking to Kenton last year because they had an incident. I think I even said this on the show. They had an incident where they had a drill, and the little boy took off and ran out the school, and they caught him like a block away.
Smart kid.
Exactly. So I asked him, I said, so if y'all in the classroom, y'all on the first floor, and y'all in the classroom, there's somebody in the hallway, what you gonna do? And he's like, doing this. And I was like, okay, wait, listen. You're on the first floor. There's desks. You break that window, the whole back class is just a window. Mm-hmm. You break that window and you haul ass, or your first reaction is to if you can get out. And again, now I'm in the Prudential building, and I was talking to a friend of ours. I was talking to Chris. We was talking afterwards. I was like, first thing, I'm gonna hit the steps, but my first reaction is I'll open the steps. I'm gonna listen, see someone running up and down. If I don't hear anything, first thing I'm doing is going up.
Yeah, you're not that far from the steps either.
Yeah, if they're coming. If this seems like a workplace shooting, like this is an employee, I'm gonna go to somebody else's office. Because as long as it's not like the terrorists
all the offices are glass though.
No, I don't.
The glass
Pandora.
doors.
No, I'm gonna hit the steps.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go to some. I'm out. Like it's just look real quick. Let me get back on top. Yeah, dude,
get low and run.
If it gets low, just grab my shirt. We're gonna make it. All right, just hold on.
Okay, here's my question. So you took a written test. Did y'all have to?
No, we didn't take a written test. It was just
you asked some questions.
Yeah,
okay.
He really wanted to. This guy who was a karate master, but he's been in this business for
master
like
the dojo.
40 years. He said he's never used, like he said, I had a gun pulled on me like, I don't know if he said 4 to 7 times.
Damn.
He said, I've never used my martial arts training.
Was a brother?
No.
Oh.
He may have been, he may have been a quarter or Asian, maybe, right?
Okay.
Cool guy, real cool guy. Forgot his name.
He said a quarter Asian.
Man, if you could see stuff, he'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah. So
One
anyway,
grandparent.
Yeah.
But what did you just ask real quick?
No. Well, I was going to ask you, did you have to do anything physical?
No, we didn't have to do anything physical.
Well, that's interesting.
But again, he's the gun part. He said that
yeah.
he talked himself out of it. Either like he told one person like, you ain't got the guts to do it. He said,
Damn.
but he said he knew the dude didn't because of how he was looking. He was like, he was shook. He's like, you ain't the guts, and just was like, basically he just took the situation down.
De-escalated?
Yeah, thank you. He de-escalated.
Oh, that's good.
But it was interesting. All right,
You ain't got the balls for it.
then there was the flip. Pull it. All right, singer and songwriter Ellie Goulding is threatening to cancel her halftime performance for the Cowboys-Bill game on Thanksgiving Day over newfound concerns about the Salvation Army. The halftime show annually kicks off a charitable organization's Red Kittle campaign. If we can remember a few years ago when Ezekiel Elliott jumped in.
He jumped in the bucket.
He jumped in the bell. Well, the bucket. You're right, the bucket.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was. And this year's performance is scheduled to air nationally on CBS. Golden announced upon researching this, I've reached out to the Salvation Army and I said that I would have no choice but to pull unless they very quickly make a solid committed pledge on donations to the LGBTQ community, she wrote on social media via the Dallas Morning News. I am a committed philanthropist, as probably you know, and my heart has always been in helping others and the homeless, but supporting the anti-LGBTQ community of charity is clearly not something I would intentionally ever do. Thank you for drawing my attention to this. Listen, I was like, I didn't even know the Salvation Army hated the LGBT
Neither did I.
community.
I didn't
This
know
was a
that
good one,
either.
Ryan. Like I never
What's
knew
going
that.
on with the Salvation Army?
I never knew, but it hit me like, yeah, common sense is a charity. There's probably some type of religious convictions behind
They're
it.
usually Christian.
That's what I was about to say.
Are they?
Well, you always have the Red Army with the bell out there at Christmas time out in front, like the
Oh,
stores.
for like Christmas and
Yeah.
Santa Claus, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So I didn't know that until she's good. That's
Wow.
good that she's doing that because
Putting pressure on them?
yeah, like why? I don't think like dude.
Your job is to help people.
Period.
Nothing to do with what they
So
screw.
do they try to pass legislation?
No, they probably just don't give their donations to groups that help the LGBT community.
Oh.
So, for instance, if me and you donate, you know how people always put the gold coins in there. So we drop the gold coins in there. They're not putting that to any kids. Some kids that are going through transition or anything.
And they help the homeless a lot. And if they know that they're a part of an LGBTQ community, they're not helping that charity or that organization.
That's interesting. I never knew that.
It's not worrying about who somebody's having sex with.
For real.
So it's really.
Who? You're gay.
What if she doesn't do it?
No, you can't have this quarter.
Do you think she'll pull out?
Yeah, I think she will, but I'm
Well,
sure
it depends on what
I'm
they
sure
do.
they'll
It depends on what they
satisfy
do.
her with some BS.
But you know what? I wonder how. I'm guessing the leadership at the Salvation Army is probably kind of old.
And probably evangelical, which doesn't
I
mean.
never
Funny thing,
would have
we're
thought
listening to NPR this week. Even just talking about evangelicals and how it's just a cover word for a white conservative, and they were like, they did this poll and found out that a large percentage of people that identify as evangelical don't even go to church.
Most people in America don't go to church.
Yeah, but we're talking about, but I mean, again, but I don't identify as a religious sect, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I think Christian is a
Very
broad,
broad. Very
yeah,
broad. Very broad.
But for me to be like, yeah, I'm evangelical, usually kind of says that you follow strict doctrine to a certain degree. Like, you don't get too many people like, I'm Jehovah's Witness. I'm not saying there are some, but they don't go to Kingdom Hall. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe they stopped doing it, but for the most part,
Yeah, I was going to say, on my biological father's side, they're Jehovah's Witnesses, and all of them didn't do it.
yeah. But for the most part, I think when people say they identify it, usually it kind of involves that they may go to the church. Did you hear the thing out in Palatine? They had the situation where they finally have decided to allow the transgender kids to dress in the locker room that they identify as?
No, I did not see that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I never would have thought the Salvation Army would have been like, no, I ain't rocking with that.
I could. I mean, because a lot
You
of
know what? Because
I didn't know, but I could think.
now,
think.
okay, we usually go to the Salvation
I was
Army.
saying, that's about that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we go to the one up there north. It's not in Boys Town. Where is that one up north? I can't remember right now.
Sorry,
it's
you
a
go to
it's a
Boys Town,
really
get
big
some.
one. It's a really big one up north. And see, my thing is kind of like I know some. I think it's in Lincoln Park because they usually have some really good shit because most of those rich ass people up in Lincoln Park, dude. They had some brand new, like 3 of them. This is before we moved into this house. About 3 huge, like in perfect condition grills. Like, Like the joint that you got, they were brand spanking new, had never been used for like $200.
Oh, man, they still coming up. That's you.
Man, that is
cheaper than
lit.
No, I know because I think mine's.
It wasn't like kind of like
mine was like $350 to $4.
Yeah, it wasn't kind of like
no. I mean, dog, if I would have known that,
it was some nice ones. I'm like, man, if I had a house, I would buy this.
Oh, you should have just stuck that in an apartment.
I probably should have. But
or you should just took it to your mom.
Dude, they had. That's a good point. But I could have, but he had like a bunch of grills over there. But they also
They got grills on grills on grills.
Man, my grandmother had a Weber. You could fit like 15 to 20 whole chickens on there. It was a huge Weber. It was gigantic. I don't know. My uncle got it.
Could you put a full pig?
You could put a full pig on it. It was that big. It's up on the house still. It's that big. It's huge. But also too, at this one Salvation Army, they have where they sell, like I said, they over in Lincoln Park, a lot of rich folks. They be having like Coach purses and Dolce & Gabbana, whatever like that. And they have it where it's set up. You come at a specific time when those purses are on sale or whatever, and you see women just lined up down this, I ain't gonna say the block, but all in this parking lot.
How did you find out about this?
They have a sign up when you walk in.
I mean, like, how'd you find out that this Salvation Army?
Oh, Chanel, because she lived on the north side.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, she lived on the north side.
I remember you got that sweater from there.
What sweater?
It was a navy blue sweater with buttons.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, I probably did. I don't know. But I would never think up there, it'd be like, obviously you can't tell if someone is.
Your LGBTQ ass about it.
Yeah, I mean, it would be like, okay, you would never think that they would be on that. I don't know.
I'm beyond the. Well, okay. Let me full disclosure. All right, let me get to it. I brought up the Palatine thing because of this. I am all for the LGBTQ community. I just don't know if I want that boy dressing in the locker room with my daughter. There's no reason why I got to lie about that. I just think I don't feel. It's funny because one little girl, she stood up there and she was like, I don't want anybody. Basically, I don't want some boy in the room with me while I'm changing my clothes and seeing me naked. And I don't think that's wrong for her to say that. And so that's one thing where I will stand and be like, yeah, I can understand that. But again, with this, I don't care who someone's having sex with. I think that's the silliest thing ever. You should want them to be healthy and happy. Real quick, if there isn't a heaven, I'll be honest with you. If a man loves another man and that makes him happy, for him to have to spend his whole life not in love is hell. I don't care if the reward is heaven. To be honest with you, why does he have to live his life in torture? That's some old slavery shit. That's work this cotton field. When you die slavey, you're gonna go to heaven.
She said slavey,
right? Like it's silly. It's so silly when people like. It's just one thing. Like I'm not saying again. I'm pointing out my bias as far as I don't want some boy, and I get that he's going through what he's going through. I just don't want him to go through it in there.
Right. This is high school, right?
Yeah, it's high school. Because then what happens if the boy gets to be 20 and be like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck with these chicks. It's like he just got to be all up in there. You sneaky little boy, you. And some little boys gonna pull that.
Oh yeah,
right. But but again, I just think it's silly that in this day and age, those are the things that we're worried about. How someone wants to be loved. Like think about that's really the end of it. How someone wants to be loved is what we're talking about.
Especially when you have the landslide of problems that we have. It's like, man, that one doesn't really make the spectrum.
It's not even worth it.
Yeah, especially when you've been sitting there sucked into the impeachment inquiry this week.
Oh yeah,
it's like drugs.
It's getting heavy.
Yeah, man, it just makes me bad to see. It makes me sad to see the Republicans do what they're doing.
It makes you sad to see the way they're going?
It just makes me sad to think that we're actually defending Donald Trump.
Yeah, right. That's the weirdest thing.
That's the crazy.
Of all people, this is the dude.
Thank you. Like
of all people, but they know they can get stuff done through him because he just wants the power and the recognition. That's all it is.
I didn't want to get into it too crazy, but we had was it Yanich? What was the young lady, former ambassador to Ukraine that they had?
Yanich. Yes, I get her first name. Hold on.
All right, she was there yesterday, killing. As fierce as she is, she's a fierce little redhead or whatever. Ginger. But she was up in there. And I love the fact that you can tell that they're professionals because they don't answer every question, even if it's a question that they're with. truthfully as far as if they can't, because she can't say truthfully what she thinks Donald Trump is thinking. You can't be like, I think he's doing this. No, you don't
Marie
know.
Yovanovitch.
Yeah, Yanovich.
Yanovich, yes.
Yeah. Well, she was sitting there, and
Hope I'm saying it right.
during when she was there, Adam Schiff told her that Trump had tweeted out. Basically, he said she was the reason that Somalia
was in the shape it was in. Yeah. Everywhere she goes, shit just fall apart.
It made me think of, and I know this isn't the same place, but it made me think of Hotel Rwanda. I'm like, she calls Hotel Rwanda.
You see Marie show up, man, bullshit going down.
Exactly.
It's a little late. No.
I mean, and then the funny part was, so then even the Republicans, when they would try to question her to try to get information that would discredit what the Democrats were trying to do, will still give her props for her work and her diligent work. But then last night, and this is something funny that I've always fucked with Schiff, but I fuck with him even hard. Adam
Schiff.
I've always been a Schiff.
Chairman of the Intelligence.
I'm a shifty, but you know who a motherfucker I really never liked.
That's racist shit.
I really don't like Nunes. He is
yeah.
I know Trump is just gonna give him something. Listen, if Trump don't give that man something, he done fucked up big time. From when he came, I remember 2.5 years ago when he came out, I was like, I got some information.
Yeah,
he was like, he got it at the White House.
Yeah.
But anyway, so later on yesterday in the evening time, we found out that good old Gordon Sunderland was sitting over there in Kiev.
Oh, this is crazy.
And was on the phone with Trump.
Hello?
And took the phone away from his ear because Trump is talking loud.
This motherfucker is loud.
And yeah, you know, the president of Ukraine, boy, he like your dirty draws and
loves you.
He do whatever you say. Did you take care of the business, Gordon, on getting to those investigations?
Now, remind you, he put it on speakerphone so everybody can hear the president of the United States say, man, you get that, dude, is he going to do the investigation, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Is he going to do an investigation? Also, too, I think they was talking about, who was that overseas in Sweden that got into trouble? The rapper. Who was?
No, he was A$AP Rocky.
A$AP Rocky.
He brought up A$AP Rocky.
Yeah, he was talking about he should have used a race card or some shit. I gotta find that. They was talking about A$AP Rocky.
Just to give further detail that this conversation actually happened.
Yes.
Also, while he was sitting there with his handler, Sutherland's handler, that most ambassadors have to have one of those people with them, but there were also Russians there.
Everybody.
And people were feeling that perhaps one of the reasons that Gordon Sunderland let it play out loud and Trump was saying that was because there were Russians there to let them know, yeah, we're taking care of this over there too. This is what one talking head said yesterday. That perhaps the reason that Sunderland
did it,
was to let them know, hey,
Now, what's crazy about it, when that story came out, the White House was like, man, he know that the president talk loud. Why he put it on speakerphone? It's like, come on, dude.
That's what y'all got.
That's what y'all got.
First of all,
he talk loud.
Nobody still. This is a crazy thing too. No one still answered where the conversation is and why it was on that extremely secret server. They don't answer that question at all. Why did you feel like? Think about it. That's as much as we keep hearing about the whistleblower. No one says
that's irrelevant now.
I know, but no one says why did you put it over there? Like, answer this question. Yeah. Why did you feel you had to put it over there?
I think at first when it first came out that they did move it over there, people was asking, but they was just like, man, bump him. I'm not answering the question.
Okay, let's get out of all that.
Yeah. Oh, real quick. Roger Stone.
7 counts.
7 counts. Basically, Trump was the main focus of his trial. And it came out basically saying like he was found guilty because he was covering up for Donald Trump. Rick Gates, who also worked on the campaign, I forgot his role, he's getting sentenced too. So that's what?
Wow.
6 people?
It's like 6.
6 or 7 people.
Stoney is going to the clink. Huh?
7 count.
Max is 20 years. He ain't gonna get 20
He ain't gonna get 20 years, but he might get about 5
Have you guys watched that Netflix documentary?
I never watched it.
You gotta watch it.
On what?
On Roger Stone.
On Roger Stone.
Okay.
Yeah, did he do that himself or somebody did it on him?
No, I don't know what it is. He's heavily in the thing, and then you have other different political commentators discussing him, and I mean, he essentially takes credit for the Florida recount with Gore and Bush.
Really?
Yeah, like he groomed Trump to be president.
He did. That was his guy for like years.
He started in the 90s when he wanted him to run as an independent.
Yeah. So there's Roger Stone, Rick Gates, Manafort, Cohen, somebody else is in the clink.
Giuliani next.
Giuliani is probably next. He's probably next. I think it was somebody else that went to the clink.
6 of them.
Yeah. But think about that. Of all the people like, oh yeah, Trump didn't do nothing. Yeah, 6 of his guys, 6 of them, is going to the clink. You don't think that he has something to do with something? You are who you keep around you.
Do you also think Epstein worked alone?
No.
No, I'm saying like to that person that thinks that Trump is innocent of this.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. You just use your common sense. But as I said before, to kick off this topic, the Republicans are willing to rock with him because he's willing to push their agenda through. That's it.
Well, they also don't want they can always point at the other side like, oh, yeah,
now
the peach guy, Clinton.
It's some that believe everything that he's doing and just basically carbon copies
It's
of
just
him.
not patriotic.
But it's kind of like,
Especially with Bolton. Like the fact that Bolton, if Bolton was the hawk that he's supposed to be, it's bad enough he was involved in that shit. Yeah, when it was going down, he tried to get out of it. If he cared about America like he's supposed to care about America, you should be stepping the fuck up.
and he out on a book tour, basically dropping like diamonds and secrets about it, but he won't come testify in front of Congress.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, you have what's the Indian lady, Nikki Haley,
yeah, Nikki Haley.
basically coming out like, oh yeah, he never lied to me. Come on, she basically trying like, hey Trumpy, I'm your guy, I'm your lady. But one thing, real quick, we talking about this at work. My coworkers was like, man, listen, man, I'm worried because Kanye West keeps talking about like, oh, I'm gonna run in 2024. Say, man, I don't know, he could win. I said, listen.
Oh my goodness.
Be blunt about it. White folks ain't gonna put their lives in the hands of Kanye West. They might like him because he's entertaining to them, but they ain't gonna put nobody. Honestly, is gonna put maybe a few people are gonna put their lives, kids,
the young voters,
right? They're not gonna put their lives in the hands of Kanye West. But you know who the right will put their lives in their hands? Donald Trump Jr. He is going to run for president next.
He's not gonna get elected.
Yes, I'm telling you.
He's not.
They love him just as much as they love his father. He is going to run.
He's too dumb, dude.
Yeah, he's too dumb.
Donald Trump
ain't that smart.
Yeah, but he's
Donald
got
Trump,
he's got charismatic.
Donald Trump is good at marketing. Yes,
But that's smart. So he's his son.
and
dog,
you know he's gonna be right behind.
D.
him.
He's too.
Trump
stupid.
has basically no skill.
Yeah.
His son has even
Yes.
less.
Listen,
And Trump, think about this. Trump's getting caught up for this now. His son was the person like, give me that information.
Yes.
This dude he's too dumb.
No, one thing though, the reason why Trump was on
Did
the
you
phone.
come up with this?
Come up with what?
This Donald Trump Jr. theory
That he's going to run?
that he can be president.
No. I didn't say he can be president. I said he can run. He's going to run. I didn't say he's going to win.
Okay.
I said he's going to run in 2024.
He ain't got a chance in hell.
No shot.
Hey, listen.
I don't even think they
Everybody said the same thing about his daddy.
After
But his daddy made some sense. Donald Trump Jr. What is he doing? You haven't seen what was
people were
it? That
saying
NBC dumbass show that he had.
I'm not saying that
you don't
he
see
had
the
a show on NBC.
No, I'm saying you don't have the Apprentice.
Okay,
Donald Trump
I
Jr.
didn't even know Jr. had a show.
He was on the show though. Him and
Gives
Michael-
two shits.
Of course he's going to be on the show.
All right, I don't want to talk about Donald
Listen,
Trump Jr.
all I'm saying
Stop to make me
is
mad.
he's going to run. I'm not saying he's going to win, but he's going to run.
You're gonna make me say some stuff that's gonna have a Secret Service in here. All right.
Flag them.
Thank you.
Hello, Kenneth Davis.
I'm just saying, please.
have a talk with you, sir.
I'm starting to get angry.
Let's find this Ken.
God damn it.
Got you all riled up.
Yeah, man. I need to get enough money. I get out of here. Cause y'all, this. You know what phrase I hate? I want to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jason said it last week, and it's now Jason because people have been saying it a lot. All I want to see is the world burn. I hate that phrase.
Oh, I want to see the world burn. Where am I going to go?
Yes, and also if you have kids,
Yeah, that's a little extreme.
it's a little bit selfish.
Honestly, man,
That's too Joker.
we need to be trying to get back to the motherland. Honestly,
No, it's facts. Spend a lot of money over there.
we need to get back to the motherland.
China buys it all up.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yep. I saw this picture on my computer screensaver, and I was like, "That's South Africa." And I clicked the thing, and it was Cape Town. Knew it was Cape Town. Yes,
We need to get back to the motherland.
because over there,
And the motherland, listen, I'm talking about obviously the motherland for black folks, but it's also the motherland of everybody.
it's civilization.
Yeah, I'm coming on the boat.
Cradle,
Yes.
the
we're
cradle,
taking you. We need to
cradle of
produce-
civilization.
We need to produce it anyway. Hey, you feel at home in South Africa, but watch out, they coming for y'all now. They said, okay, y'all bring.
D can't save me.
I'll hide you. I'll hide our way.
He cool. You and
he's-
Jason, Y'all good.
He belongs to us.
I'll be Anne Frank in the attic.
This one belongs to us.
Don't make a sound. Stay in the attic.
So look, I was sitting there like on a rocking chair, and some big Mandingo come up and smack you in the face, and I'll be like, "How dare you, sir? That one is mine.
Only one.
Want restitution."
Oh my God.
I'll pull out my weapon like, draw.
You hit him again, and that'll be your ass.
Exactly. How dare you? There's laws for this.
You said that was mine. How dare you, sir? Oh boy. Oh boy.
You gotta do what you gotta do to save your mans.
That might be the title. That's my property. That might be the title of the show. That was mine.
All right. Monique sues Netflix for racial gender discrimination over comedy special. I choose to stand up, she said. She shared the reasoning behind her decision, writing, "I had a choice to make. I could accept what I felt was pay discrimination, or I could stand up for those who came before me and those who will come after me." The Precious Star social media post ended by saying that she has no further comment but appreciates the support and love of her fans. A Netflix spokesperson tells Yahoo Entertainment, "We care deeply about inclusion, equality, and diversity, and take any accusation of discrimination very serious. We believe our opening offer to Monique was fair, which is why we feel we're fighting the lawsuit. The lawsuit filed Thursday in LA accuses the streaming service of offering Monique a significantly lower salary for a stand-up special, $500,000, compared to white comedians who were paid. It alleges the company has a history of racial discrimination." That's it.
Really?
Amy Schumer got 13 mil for hers.
Remember Amy Schumer got.
Now, from what I've heard, Netflix comes to your stand-ups.
Yeah.
I think she even broke this down on the Breakfast Club, Monique. They come to your show and basically gauge the attendance, basically the attendance. They come to a couple of shows and basically gauge off the attendance, and then they'll make you an offer. Now, Tiffany Haddish, I think she got a nice check, but for her thing, she ended up splitting it with the ladies that were also, because
That was HBO, right?
No. She did a Netflix special. She did a Netflix special, but she was kind of like the host of her Netflix special. Now she probably be able to do kind of like a couple of them. I'm not for sure.
Usually they sounded you get more than one.
Yeah, you get more than one, but she cut in all the comedians with her.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I wouldn't say it's anything racial about it, because you see a lot of people. Man, Netflix is the home of romantic comedies and stand-up comedy specials. You see some of everybody like, I don't know who the hell this even is, and they got a comedy special. Mm-hmm. Now, the one thing about Netflix, they don't release their numbers. They don't tell you like how many people view things. They keep their numbers very secretive. So I don't know. It's kind of like,
I think that's low for her though.
How much was it again?
$500,000. She's an Oscar winner. She had her own talk show. Like, it's not like
she did.
It's not like she doesn't have a large following.
She does.
So even I think 1.5, which she may say is low, but it's not like she's a new comedian.
No way.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right,
so I actually, because even going with this initially, I think I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess I can see what they're saying, but when we're talking about who Monique is, I think she probably deserved a little bit more money than that.
Especially
this
Amy
is a
Schumer
negotiation.
getting 13.
Yeah, dude. This is a negotiation. But
what'd you just say, Ryan?
Because Amy got 13, Amy Schumer. But at the
Amy is
moment,
hotter.
she's a
But
bigger
Amy is
star.
at the moment, she can fill in. She has more a larger viewership.
Yes.
But again, that's why I'm not saying 10. I said
Right.
1.5.
Over a mil?
Yeah, let's work to let's mill baseline. Yeah, let's get this in the millions.
I think this was 10 years ago, Netflix, I think Monique would have got $1 million something. I just don't know if she's big enough right now.
Isn't there like a...
It's gonna be enough. It's gonna be enough people for them to get their money back from a Monique special, for real.
And I wonder how many
But
of these...
nobody's. I'm sorry, Ryan, but nobody's creating a Netflix account to see Monique though.
Well,
Yeah, but they
you
have...
don't know that. It could be some sister in
Well,
Mississippi.
yeah, you know what? I
with
take
a wing in the mouth.
Gotta be in Mississippi.
Damn, sir.
You already
You already said Ryan is yours.
It's mine. How dare you?
Him's mine.
How dare you?
And the lady in the South got a wing in her
How
mouth.
dare you, Mandingo? How dare you?
Draw.
Now, D, bring out the shotgun.
Where's my glove so I can slap him?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Ryan, hand me my glove.
You done marked his face. That's already.
Oh, his face was so subtle.
Don't get the blood on me.
It was as pure as an ivory.
Look at this. Feel this ivory skin.
Smooth. No, I just don't. I don't know, man. I don't know how many people are checking for Monique. Did you say like $1 million? I don't know. I could be wrong.
Who's the voice of that Ratatouille? That actor, from the Disney movie.
I know Ratatouille.
You know the actor,
The one that played the rat.
Yeah.
He said the one that played
Who's the last cartoon character?
He said, "Who's the voice of Ratatouille?"
Oh,
he said,
Ratatouille.
"I know Ratatouille." He said, "The one that played the rat."
I thought he was just saying in the movie.
That's why I just put my phone down this morning. Sometimes I was like, "Okay, forget it." He said, "We're gonna be there at 11 because we going back and forth too much over this. Something's missing. I'm just gonna I quit."
I can't remember the guy's name, but he had a stand-up special. I bet you he got over $1 million, and we can't even name this dude.
Brad Garrett,
I mean, he was
Patton Oswalt.
Patton Oswalt.
Oh yeah,
That's
Patton,
No, he wasn't Rat. Was Remy the rat?
Patton
no,
Oswalt.
he was right.
I think Remy was the rat.
Patton Oswalt does has a following.
He has a huge following.
Patton
See, that's
Oswalt.
my only thing. That's my only thing. I think.
But see, we're acting like we don't know. But see, I think also us being guys, we don't know Monique's following like
That's
that.
very true too.
Because I didn't watch.
I could be
Monique the
100%
show
wrong.
like that. But people watch.
Oh, the BET show.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
So that's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I caught a few episodes, but it wasn't. I don't watch any talk show diligently anymore.
Okay.
Ever since
I still like talk shows.
since Conan was basically really off.
Yeah.
That's when I kind of got out of it.
He's not off. He's
How about
he's
this?
on TBS.
But after Jay Leno did what he did.
Yeah, Jay Leno did fuck him over.
I see on The Richest that came out earlier this year on June 13th. They had top 10 Netflix comedians. Wanda Sykes is number 10 at $2.5 million.
But Wanda Sykes is huge.
Yeah, she's huge. Why is she only at 2.5?
Oh,
Look at him.
Okay, give us a
He
rest of
done
that
did
list.
it to us. You shall eat good tonight, Ryan.
And second lowest, Amy Schumer at 13 mil. She's number 9 on the list.
So give us the rest of the list.
At number 8, Jeff Dunham at 16.5.
That's to do with the puppets.
Stupid ass puppet, yeah. Jim Gaffigan at number 7.
Jim Gaffigan is huge.
Kevin James at number 6. Ellen DeGeneres at number 5.
I can see that.
Lucky for her, she's white. Ricky Gervais, 40 mil. He's number 4.
Whoa, really?
Chris Rock, also 40 mil, number 3. Dave Chappelle, 60 mil. And Jerry Seinfeld, 100.
Yeah. I saw a coworker of mine saw Jerry Seinfeld at the Chicago Theater, and he said like she was saying like, man, he still got it.
Yeah, he's really
I didn't know
good at
Jerry
stand-up.
Seinfeld is 65 years old.
And he really, he doesn't
not
change
know
his
he was
material
out.
too
Nope.
much.
I'm just
No, but she said
he's just great at
She
it.
said he's just fucking
full
unbelievable.
disclosure. At one point in my life, that was my favorite television show.
Yes.
Again,
Yeah.
I can never be again because I see Kramer coming through the door and saying the N-word.
You and him. You're good.
Yeah, so that's gone.
Sliding.
I was watching
But let me
Big
say
Mouth
this.
and they made fun of that. They're like, a guy comes in like saying something like Afro something, and he's like, "Oh, you sound like Michael Richardson." Relax.
So this is the thing about that though. I used to started watching the reruns. I used to make my dad watch them with me. And I was like, Dad, the show is really good. And I think he started to enjoy it too. But the stand-up parts weren't that good.
The opening part.
Yeah, they weren't. So I always was like, I don't think I would be. I love Jerry Seinfeld, but I don't know if I would be the hugest fan of his stand-up.
So I think same people say the same thing about Chris Rock. I saw Chris Rock live in Rose.
The last one was my favorite one.
Yes, I saw him. Yes, I'm a huge Chris.
But see,
Rock.
they were
I'm
good
a
when we were in high
huge
school.
Chris Rock
But
fan.
they were. But again, this was at a place where I'm at in life.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got I read on the Wanda Sykes thing from this article.
Oh, yeah.
They said they initially offered her half of what Monique made.
They offered her $250,000.
Yeah. I guess
That's what she claims.
Netflix race.
Damn.
I think you need to
Damn,
recant
I didn't know
what
that.
you said earlier.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And we just wanted to cite.
But she was able to negotiate to get a 2.5.
That's what she claims. She said that they approached her and offered her only half of Monique's earnings.
Motherfucker, are you crazy?
Yeah, dude. And we've also I've seen Wanda Sykes that special, didn't you?
I saw like half of it. I didn't finish, but it was good though.
You were not down for the people.
Hold on, wait.
Guess
a
what? I
minute.
got a message from Africa. They said, "Stay your ass
Oh,
over here."
what the fuck?
Only me and Ryan.
I love me some Wanda
Ryan,
Sykes.
have our bags packed.
I love me some Wanda Sykes. I just didn't finish it. You know what? Honestly, I don't finish a lot of stand-ups.
Really?
No, I don't.
Unless they're bad. Like
I finish a lot
I don't
of
want to
them.
say the last one I turned off.
It's very
I turned
few.
off and I've loved them in the past. And some people say it was really good. I remember we were watching it like some months ago. I turned off the last Cat Williams. I was like,
That Cat Williams was nice.
I was like, dude, turn this off.
Oh, that was funny. That
you
last
seen the other
one
ones?
was fun. I did, and they sucked. That last one was, I ain't gonna say great. It was damn good.
Okay.
And I'm not the biggest, because when he went through his coke bin, And I don't know, he's already doing all the drugs, but he hit a low. He hit a low on his specials.
He had some good ones back.
He has the first ones. Oh, prime Cat Williams, great. This last one was really good.
Okay,
it was really good.
Okay,
yeah. I didn't finish. I started Jim Gaffigan's. I didn't finish that. I started Wanda Sykes. I didn't finish that. Only ones that I finished are kind of the ones that's kind of like must see. And like a kind of like a cultural moment. So that's like Dave Chappelle's, that's Chris Rock's.
Tambourine was just...
Yeah, I finished those for sure.
Tambourine was special.
Yeah. I didn't finish Amy Schumer's.
That was one of the best one I've seen in years. I think the last Dave Chappelle was really good too. Even though he got a lot of heat, but that's what comedy's supposed to do.
I had started watching the one, what's the guy who plays in Curb Your Enthusiasm in the Goldbergs? He's from Chicago. What is his name?
Jeff something.
Jeff Garland. Jeff Garland. I started that and I didn't finish that one either. And that was here in Chicago too. And I think Jeff Garland's pretty damn funny.
I don't know about a stand-up though.
Yeah.
Funny as an actor.
He is. I forgot that he even did stand-up. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Let me check it out.
I saw him
like Jeff
on
Garland,
ESPN a few weeks ago. I think it was ESPN. And he mentioned that in Chicago, Walter Payton is more beloved than Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm vibe with that.
I
always think that. I think Michael
generational. I think he is.
But yeah, but of course, if you grew up,
if you're like 70,
basketball didn't matter in the 70s in Chicago.
Yeah,
basically.
If you're like 50, 60, or 70, I can definitely see that.
My only thing is, I feel like I always say this: the second Bulls three-peat belong to the world. That didn't feel like the first one. Feel like that was ours.
Yeah.
The second one, the Bulls was so big.
They were rock stars.
And this is before the internet, really. At the beginning of the internet.
They were viral before there was everything called
so
viral.
that point maybe I get as far as you're saying that Walter Payton kind of was always just ours for the most part.
But think about it, though. This is very morbid to me, but I'm going to ask it. When Walter Payton died, we was in college when he passed away. That was something like I had never seen before. We know Jared now, really cool with Jared.
Yep.
Remember watching him on the press conference stage with his father and hugging his father and breaking down.
Remember him at the Hall of Fame?
At the Hall of Fame.
That was the first time.
He inducted him, right?
But that was the first time it wasn't like a former player or coach.
His father inducted.
Jared
inducted his father in the
terrible
Hall of
fade.
Shout out to Jared.
It was the 80s, right? Or was it the 90s?
No, that was
he needed to blend in.
He passed away in
Walter
99?
Payton retired
or 2000.
I think Walter Payton retired in 87. So it had to be like 90, 92. From 90 to 92.
I thought Jared was in high school when he
Jared
did.
was like in 8th grade or something.
Was he that young?
Yeah, he was that young.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you check and try to see when Walter Payton went into the Hall of Fame?
He retired. He had to go in like 91, 92.
Really? Yeah. I know Jared.
Jared was in high school after me.
I think Jared graduated a year before me in 98. I think he either graduated 98 and 99. I forgot which.
Jared probably didn't get into high school till like 98.
You mean out of high school in 98?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
He retired in 87.
What year? No. What year did he go in?
5 years after.
Wow. Yeah, it's true.
So like,
I didn't remember he was that young. Anyway, this is my question though. And it's a generational thing, like I said. But the city went through a flux when Walter Payton died. Man, when MJ passed away,
I was about to put on you.
When MJ passed away, that is going to be.
I'm wearing black for a year.
Yeah, seriously, that's going to hurt.
It wouldn't shock me if. I mean, Walter Payton hit me, but I didn't see Walter Payton in his prime. I saw Michael Jordan in his prime.
Before Michael Jordan,
I'm a cry. I know I'm a cry.
I'm going to bury Kobe Bryant with him, like an Egyptian type style. I am. That's because that's how I love him.
Listen,
1993, by the way.
Okay, I'm going to cry. I know I am when Michael Jordan passed away.
Let me ask you though, are you gonna cry when Scottie Pippen died?
I'm gonna share that to you. Scottie Pippen's my favorite player. Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, but I love Scottie Pippen. I love watching Scottie Pippen play. What?
Big boy over Andre.
What?
Robin is better than Batman.
No, I'm not. No. You missed what I said.
No, I totally get it. You said your favorite in the best.
My favorite.
I'm not knocking. I'm just saying
he's not the best.
Gotta love that Alfred.
You're like that though.
Yeah, Big Boy is my favorite outcast.
Phil Jackson was my favorite on that team.
I was partial to Pete Mize.
Ron Harper, boy, when he got what he said, he got it out, boy. He's dropping some gems.
Bobby Hansen was a bad motherfucker.
He weighed that towel like nobody business.
Did you ever hear what's the name? What was the dude's name? Dennis Hobson. Dennis Hobson.
Listen, Scottie Pippen was my favorite player to watch play because Mike can do obviously everything. He is the GOAT. He's the god of basketball. It's no question about it. But I just love Scottie's game. I really love Scottie's game.
All right, let's jump into sports. Sticking with it. WWE wrestler Jordan Myles quits in an expletive-filled rant as he brands the company racist. Mm-hmm. As of today, I'm officially announced that I quit fucking WWE. I am no longer an employee. I refuse to work for a racist, Hardy said, cutting himself off and taking a deep breath before dropping a series of profanities. I fucking quit. Fuck them. I hate the fucking company and everything the fucking company stands for. They did never hold fucking people back. They all they did was ever hold our fucking people back. Damn. Mm-hmm. D, you be watching this shit. I do this shit for the culture. I don't need anyone fucking permission to do what I do, he said. Screw Jordan Myles. Don't ever call me that slave name. Call me ACH. And don't forget the super bitch. I quit. Fuck you. In October, Hardy had called out the company for Twitter for a WWE t-shirt that he felt referenced racial stereotypes. Mm-hmm. I will keep posting till my voice is heard. I'm not sorry for anything I say or do. Representation is important, he wrote. If the WWE CEO, Vince McMahon, and WWE executive, Paul, what's this guy's name? Levesque? I don't know.
That's Triple H.
Oh, damn. I should have thought that. Triple H. A vision of me is this, then it's a slap in the face of every African-American performer, fan, or supporter. Why should I apologize for being honest, he asked later, after backlash began, which I should not voice my opinion in the state of facts, the state of business. I'm proud to be a professional wrestler, even more proud to be an African-American. Stand with me and stand behind me. Reps for the WWE released a statement that matter, claiming that he had approved of the t-shirt. But Hardy disputed the narrative, claiming he objected to the design and offered an alternative, but the WWE went against his wishes. He also shared a screenshot of email which he told the WWE employee Triple H wanted the design to be more teethy. Hardy said that he accepted the design eventually because it was shown on a white t-shirt and that his hands were tied. Meanwhile, aside from the incident, Hardy also slammed the WWE for hiring Hulk Hogan again.
Hulk Hogan, yeah.
The fact that Hulk Hogan is still employed after giving a locker room apology for being caught says enough, he noted. Go ahead.
He said Hulk Hogan came in and gave him an apology?
I think he said gave a locker room apology after giving a locker room apology. I guess he's saying he didn't apologize in front of. He didn't make a big mea culpa.
Now the issue with the t-shirt, I don't know if you all saw it, but I didn't see it. It was a black t-shirt, and it had a red mouth.
Whoa!
And his name was spelled out in it, and it was white. It looked like blackface.
Why do you watch that shit?
Well, this is the thing, though.
Kamala didn't teach you a lesson, brother. Damn, brother.
Well, listen.
Again, wait, hold on. Got a call from Africa. Said you still can't come to you.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Hold on.
Keep them on the line. Ryan, they said that you are still welcomed.
Hold on.
As Ken's baggage.
They do have a lot of black. They have a lot of black performers now that they don't treat like that, and they don't have anything close to that. They don't.
Oh, but it's okay when they do it to this.
No. It's
brother.
not. It's not cool. Okay. That's not cool.
One brother lost is okay.
I see how it's for your entertainment.
No,
somebody got to pay for this. Hey, we got to give him something, Ken. Damn, brother.
No, because you have somebody like a Mark Henry. You ain't pulling no racist shit on Mark
Sexy
Henry.
chocolate?
Sexual chocolate. You ain't pulling no shit on Mark Henry. Matter of fact, I think Kyle was telling me this yesterday. Jonathan Hood is doing a wrestling show with Mark Henry now. Really? On Sirius. I think so. That's what I knew that he was going to pop up.
Interesting.
Hang out with Jay Hood.
Yeah. I saw a tweet from Jay Hood. Jonathan Hood, a mentor of ours down at ESPN Chicago.
Mentor.
And down also, he does a lot of Sirius XM stuff. And I saw that he was going to be on the wrestling radio show that's on Sirius XM called Busted Open. But Kyle was saying that he's going to actually do a show with Mark Henry. But no, they ain't pulling that on Mark Henry. They ain't pulling that on Sasha Banks. They're not pulling it. It's this one young lady. She's on NXT.
Keep saying it's okay, Ryan.
No. I'm not saying that. All I'm trying to say is from growing up.
I see, brother. I get what you're saying. Fuck Cap.
No, hold on.
We gonna throw that one away.
Hell
as
no.
Long as Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson can do what they do, we gotta throw them some meat.
No.
I feel you, brother.
No.
I know how you get down, brother.
No.
I know how you get down.
I love all of them.
I know, but you say that has to be sacrificed.
All I'm trying to say is that was some racist. That was a bad.
That was I didn't see that.
That was a bad look from the WWE.
I do not like those images.
When I first saw it,
get the strap.
When I first saw it, I'm like, whoa. How could no one see it? Because
they saw it.
Wait.
They liked it.
Because there is a nice amount of black performers there, men and women. I haven't seen no racist type shit in a while.
Wait, hold on.
Wow.
So you used to seeing it?
Yeah, when we grew up watching wrestling. You just brought up Kamala.
I quit, D. I came back for The Rock, and I came back for...
You had The Rock there, Ron Simmons.
Austin.
They ain't pulling no racist shit on Ron Simmons.
Austin and The Rock. I came back with Triple H, and I've never come back again after that.
Well,
I can't do everything. I gotta spend my time doing some other
You
stuff.
missed the Nation of Domination?
I did. I wish
We
I
are the
Even though,
nation.
but I saw what's the name.
That was some straight Black Power type shit. And it was
And they
like...
were using it.
What?
Where they at now? They was just taking advantage of. Where they at now?
Well, Ron, they all in the Hall of Fame now.
I know, but you know what I mean. Why they ain't bring them back?
What? You got...
They wouldn't do that in Trump's
Hold
America,
on.
would they?
You got New Day. New Day is huge.
Yeah, because they all comical.
Huge. But I'm just saying, though.
And then they just
they're
gave that boy
big,
that
though.
belt. We know he ain't gonna hold it. Does he even have that belt anymore?
He had it for like almost a year. Kofi Kingston?
Yeah.
Kofi
But
Kingston.
we know
had
that
it.
was like.
He took it back to Africa. He took it back to Ghana.
And you know what Ghana did? They said, get that belt the fuck out of here.
No, they gave him all the love. Oh, don't you do that.
That racist belt.
That was some bogus shit. I will say that. But this is the thing about...
Like,
But
just keep flipping off them belts.
No. But this is the thing. No, this is the thing with wrestlers. They always go through some shit, but they always end back at the WWE.
Because there's no other place to go.
Oh, it's plenty of... Dude, wrestlers going through a renaissance right
But you know what I mean by I know
AEW.
they have
Nothing that's as big.
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing that's big.
They don't.
They
So
end up back.
If you want this platform,
Yeah.
you have to be here. So
Yeah.
what?
Right. You can go play in the CFL, but you want to play in the NFL.
I know.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
he always wants somebody playing the CFL. That's why he sent Cap.
Oh, I'm standing by that.
I know because we're getting to know who you are.
No. Cap should have... Cap...
Your true size.
If Warren Moon can go up there...
listen.
If Warren Moon can go
Lauren
to
Moore
Canada...
had to go up there.
I know.
It wasn't the same.
But well, he got blackballed because he was black. They wouldn't have a black quarterback in the
They're
NFL.
not black, just black. But I'm
Back
saying,
then with Warren Moon.
but it was
I
also
never
the under the thought that black people couldn't play that.
couldn't play it.
position.
But what did he do? He went up in Canada and
Won 6
blame on the
Grey
motherfuckers.
Cups.
Yeah, about 6 of them. And then the NFL was like, damn, we got to
Became
bring
the
them
highest
back.
paid player in the NFL.
Yes, we had to come
They
back and do
defended
it.
the show,
My
Lee
whole
Steinberg.
thing with Cap was he should have went up there
Did you believe in
and kept
sacrifice?
on playing. No, he should have just kept
You
on
be good in
playing.
the Old Testament.
Oh fuck, ooh, Old Testament.
Oh yeah,
that was a wild time.
You be taking your son up there on that mountain.
Hey man, listen, I had
He'd be like, "Where we going, Daddy?" Just bring your ass on.
Listen, I had to.
We
tell-
didn't bring the goat, Daddy. Don't worry about it. We're gonna sacrifice something we can.
I know we gonna get into the whole thing with guys, Myles Garrett and swinging the helmet. I had to let my guys know, man. Listen, I grew up a dirty fighter. This is something that I would do on the street.
Oh, we know how dirty you are, bro.
I'm a dirty. My grandfather told me somebody messed with you, you pick up a brick and hit him in the head. That was Blood. His nickname was Blood too. Big guy. He was big like Kyle, but probably bigger. And that was Kyle's uncle. And I'm like, okay.
Bigger than Cam?
Oh no, Cam's special.
That's why I see that's about that picture.
Cam special.
See what's that picture? Right on Cam's arm.
We did it, Cam. We did it, Cam. We did it.
You know when I first saw
Let me tell you something.
You know when I first saw you, I knew you'd be back in Chicago.
Let me tell you something.
I haven't been right since, Steve.
I saw him walking down the street. I said, "Well, who is that?"
Who is this man?
Who is this chocolate specimen?
I said, "Well,
He went up and touched his face like,
Who is this man?
I said, who is this?"
listen, I tell y'all what though, if Cam come here, y'all better hide all y'all hoes. Cause they gone.
Oh, I told my manager. I got back. My manager is a lady, African American, black lady. Shout out to Aisha. And I was like, "Man, guess who I saw outside?" She's like, "Who?" I said, "Cam Newton walking down the street." She must have grabbed the chair. She said, "Are you serious?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "He look like Superman, don't he?" I said, "I think you do. A black Superman."
They both just start cooing.
I was like, "Aisha, I'm telling you, I saw him. It was him. It was him."
Don't worry, brother. He may be in Chicago next year. With
I
his
don't.
injured self.
But see, I don't want him though. I don't want him. He shouldn't be.
It gets to being like the Bulls.
Yeah.
Just entertaining.
It's like Cordell Stewart
Just entertaining.
2.0.
Cordell Stewart. Yeah.
Whoa, don't put that on Cam.
If he came to the Bears, it'd be like that.
No, not Cordell. Cordell was like done. The Steelers were like, get out of here.
Oh, okay.
And he really never.
We want to go with this XFL. Get your bum ass out of here.
You saying Cam still got something more than Cordell?
I mean, Cam was an MVP at his position.
Yes, he was.
We got to remember, like Cordell had to play receiver at first and running back.
He sure did.
So they used him as a gimmick, and then they started to give him the opportunity to be the QB, and so that way I'm giving Cam more props there. And again, you could say maybe it wasn't fair to Cordell back then, but that's what Cam has been more successful at his job than Cordell Stewart was.
Yes, I agree with that.
Sticking with football.
Let me start by saying I appreciate y'all coming out. That means a lot to me. Our biggest thing with everything today was making sure we had transparency in what went on. We weren't getting that elsewhere, so we came out here. It's important that y'all are here. Y'all been attacked for the last 3 years. Y'all continue to be attacked. We appreciate what y'all do. We appreciate you being here today. We appreciate the work you do for the people and telling the truth. That's what we want in everything. I've been ready for 3 years. I've been denied for 3 years. We all know why I came out here, showed it today in front of everybody. We have nothing to hide. So we're waiting for the 32 owners, the 32 teams, Roger Goodell, all of them to stop running. Stop running from the truth. Stop running from the people. We're out here, we're ready to play. We're ready to go anywhere. My agent Jeff Nally is ready to talk to any team. I'll interview with any team at any time. I've been ready, I'm staying ready, and I'll continue to be ready. And to all the people that came out here today to support, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. To the people that aren't here, I'm thinking of you. I appreciate you supporting from where you are. We'll continue to give you updates as we hear. We'll be waiting to hear from Roger Goodell, the NFL, the 32 teams. We'll let you know if we hear from them. Ball's in their court, we're ready to go. I appreciate it.
There we go. Then there was the flip.
The flip.
Colin Kaepernick is moving ahead with his NFL Pro Day on today, actually, it's Saturday.
Yeah.
Despite the NFL declining to give a list of attendees and then appearing to scramble to piece together a workout, over the past 72 hours, sources said Kaepernick will not pull out of the event. Instead, the sources said Kaepernick plans to put himself through a battery of tests in front of their audience, that is expected to represent at least 1/3 of the league's franchises. Kaepernick will also submit a taped interview that will be distributed and filmed, and any other data that NFL teams request. The quarterback committed to the event under the condition that the NFL would provide a list of attendees, a move aimed at forcing the league to show the workout wasn't a charade for a handful of low-level employees. But the NFL balked at providing a list on Wednesday, with the league denying that it ever agreed to that provision. That created some consternation for Kaepernick, along with the reality that a solidified throwing program and finalized staff to run an event had been determined as late Wednesday. Ultimately, by Thursday, the NFL settled on former head coaches Hugh Jackson and Joe Philbin to handle a portion of Saturday's workout. Some parameters of the throwing script had also been put in place, with the National Scouting Service still responsible for providing players to catch passes. By Thursday night, the NFL said 11 teams would be in attendance. Kaepernick is attending despite a significant amount of skepticism regarding the event, including from current NFL players who have raised eyebrows at the short notice for the workout, as well as being scheduled on a work-heavy Saturday for most of the league. We saw Eric Reid come out and said that he thought it was a scam, basically. But
PR stunt.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. Stephen A. Smith, man, he kind of went on Eric Reid. He's like, man, he should just go ahead and stop playing football. He just work for ESPN, but he complained about every goddamn thing. Like, damn. Stephen A.
I love Stephen A. I don't think he's what a lot of people call him. But I also don't like sometimes that we act like we need, for instance, you need an Eric Reid and you need a Stephen A. Smith.
True.
Stop. We got to get out of that. Because both of them, I believe, want what's best for our people. It's because you don't see it eye to eye doesn't mean that. Eric Reid, for people to say that Eric Reid shouldn't play football and collect his check, and if he does that, he has to be quiet, is ridiculous.
Right.
That's like saying, for instance, back.
I think he understands and appreciates what he's doing, but he's always complaining about.
Yeah, well, because he was blackballed, and
he was.
His friend still hasn't been given a job for 3 years. That's 3 years of checks.
I will say this though. I hope I eat a healthy big plate of crow, because I kept saying I don't think he's never going to play.
I told you he would be.
You said that.
98%.
I will say this though, from what came out, I think from Bleacher Report, said Jay-Z was really behind this. Said he really pushed Roger Goodell, like, man, you got to set something up. You got to at least get him a tryout. Now, I don't know if he's going to get signed.
That's why it was rushed. That's how much power Jay-Z had. That they was like, yeah, okay, be there. They told him Tuesday, be there on Saturday.
That's some bullshit.
Think about that.
That's some bullshit.
They told him, you can get him 2 weeks? I'm just saying.
That's messed up, man.
Yeah, you told him Tuesday, be ready Saturday. You didn't want to tell who was going to show up.
Receivers.
Yeah, and from what coaches, we found out, the best day is basically Tuesday. Yeah. Because that's where most teams can actually be out there. On a Saturday, you're not going to be out there.
Everybody heading somewhere Saturday.
I'm not dissing Jay-Z. My only thing is I like to point out the power that I believe Jay-Z has, and that if you're going to leverage that power, because if he did help him, and I know to a certain degree Jay-Z can't do everything,
right?
But I'm pointing out, but that was the help. Like again, it had to get done. He's stepping up to the challenge, or rather, it's taking place, so he stepped up to the challenge.
Thankfully, he's been consistently working out for the past 3 years.
Working out that Nessa.
Well, that's his old lady, so I guess so. She's a very attractive woman. Anyway, I'm happy that I'm happy at least he's getting an opportunity. I think he's going to kill it. I just don't know.
I don't know if Hugh Jackson down there how that's going to work.
Yeah, he's coaching everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, but that means he's going to go 0-16.
Oh, don't you do that. Don't you do that. Now, one thing that did come out said, this is all the odd makers, though. They said, based on the odds, the Bears are probably going to land cap. But that means that they have to have somebody down there to see him. Now, everybody's going to be able to have tape on them, but they're not going to be able to see him in person or interview him. That was the odds. I saw an article saying that they're the favorite to sign him. This is off of odd makers. They're going to be able
Cap or Cam Newton.
Cap in a second.
Over Cam Newton?
Yes.
I'm taking Cam.
Really? Cam is broken up and really can't do as much like he used to.
Man, Cam ain't played football in 3 years.
What you always just
only dude I seen do something like that? Ooh. Randall Cunningham. And guess what? When he came back,
he wasn't the same.
Yeah, and he had Randy Moss and Chris Carter.
Oh, it's gonna be some ugly moments because he hasn't been out there playing live football. That's why I said he should have went to Canada.
He's gonna work that shit back in there.
He could have been having consistent
The field dimensions would have messed him up.
Oh, he would have been fine.
It would have messed with him. It wouldn't fit his fro.
Colin Kaepernick's
like this field is just wonky.
You're a very smart man. He would have been able to find that. That's why I say he could have just kept on playing. But I think I would. I think I would. Remember, hold on. Who was we talking about? I remember it was a debate we had and we was saying like maybe it's a running back. Was it Adrian Peterson when he sat out a year or something like that?
You mean when he
got suspended
in the kid's throat?
I wasn't even going to describe all that.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to get to
you. But you said that.
Trying to help you out.
No, but
you like sacrifices, so you probably enjoyed that.
I don't know.
Whip him, Adrian.
I don't know my sacrifices. Nobody needs to be sacrificed.
Evil SOB.
No,
whip him more.
No, we was a debate saying like he wouldn't have any hits or the mileage on him, and he'd be fine if he sits out a year or two, whatever the case may be.
You think it was 3?
Now with quarterbacks, it's all based on timing. Mm-hmm. I think Cam body is definitely going to be there. Yeah, he's 31 or 32 years old, but his body is 3 years and not going through the battery and the harm and the physicality of the NFL. That's great because but the quarterback position is all about timing. So if he's been working out consistently for 3 years, been thrown to somebody, hopefully that timing is there. If I was the Bears, number one, they should be down there. They're damn fools for not being down there.
So, but other teams supposedly were supposed to come. They were not just that 11 teams. They made it seem like more teams will come.
I said a couple more teams probably.
I was like the Bears.
Sources are over 24 teams.
Sure. I was like the Bears better.
Over 24 is going to be there.
Yeah, the Bears
That's over. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, she should be.
That's good.
You got Brian Hoyer is gonna come back in 4 years and steal some checks. Come on, man. Like, dude. Even Trump say Shuddy should be playing football. Come on.
Yeah, he did say that. Mm. That was kind of surprising that he came out.
He was like, you used a racist card. Like
I used him up. I used his blackness. Go ahead and go and play.
Good point.
Yeah, I already used it.
Sweet.
But I hope he goes out there, man. I hope he kills it, and I hope he gets on the field and play in the NFL again. Like I said, I hope I eat a big, healthy plate of crow because I didn't think that was going to happen.
Myles Garrett suspension from the Steelers and Browns fight.
I'm going to finish this shit.
NFL announced Friday morning that it had suspended Browns defensive end Myles Garrett indefinitely, but at least for the rest of the regular season and postseason. Steelers center Marquise Pouncey was suspended 3 games, and Browns defensive lineman Larry Okujobi 1 game. The league said discipline for other players will be determined later. Both franchises were fined $250,000 apiece.
How much was Marquise suspended?
3 games.
I figured it'd be about there.
Yeah, I thought
it looked so
3.
weird just seeing him like kicking and punching while the guy was
We were
down.
talking about it this morning. So this morning, Jason went crazy, and he was talking about Marcus.
Well, he was
Thomas.
defending us.
Well, man, I
See, now look at you. Hello, Africa.
Well, see, that's what I think. His brother
hold
was
on
like,
a minute.
His brother was like, "So you been with those blacks, and you think you can?" I don't want to get into their family
Don't you do
business
that.
on here, but that won't be fair. I try to protect my whites, but
Especially in South Africa.
especially I got to protect you.
How dare you,
sir?
How dare you, sir?
You sir. The quality of
Have you no manners, you
Quality of-
animal?
that alabaster skin.
Now his face is all red.
So anyway, this is the thing. Ryan was the person on the text chain that was like, "Y'all see the fight?" And I'm like, "What?" And then I went. I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
It definitely was eye opening, but I wasn't taking it as back as as the media was the next morning watching ESPN.
Well, you play football.
Yeah, and man, dog, it's scary. Like the thing you don't understand.
What's scary?
The scare, like anything can happen when people aren't around. Like if you're in the locker room, it's a place where no one's watching us, and guys are high off the testosterone. There's a hierarchy. The worst part is when guys from the bottom get to the top. They feel like they have to pay that shit back. And that was the crazy. Because mind you, in high school, for instance, I didn't play football my first 2 years. So I stepped on the varsity.
Oh, okay.
So, but the cats that played freshman year, they was doling out punishment to those that were now juniors and seniors.
Yeah.
They were abusing those kids. And so I took the black ones, and I was basically like, you're not doing this shit to them. Like, for real. Like I'd do something like I'll put you in a headlock, and the black kids they understood like, and some of these kids one of them went to play at Loyola. They were basketball. They were bigger. They were taller than me as freshmen. Like these boys, right? And they weren't skinny, but I didn't allow them to. Not to say I only protected the black kids, but I only had so much power,
Right.
To where because at times, listen, I had to. And this is what happened. This was during the age to age myself. This is around the time of the Million Man March, and what else happened? And OJ. So it tore us apart. And race, like usually we came into school, we was all friends, but now we weren't. And they were going to jump on this boy named Jaron, another kid. He was in my same age. He transferred into St. Francis, but he was like 6'1". Physically, he was a specimen, but he wasn't coordinated. He didn't play sports like that. So Jaron had on his shirt that was like, and it's just an example type of shit that's happened. I'll give y'all 2 quick ones. Jaron had on his shirt that had Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Mandela. And for some reason, this wasn't even just white kids. It was these a Mexican cat that I was cool with. His name was Dave. Dave, man, went crazy senior year. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Found out he OD'd in grade school.
Damn.
Yeah. But Dave went crazy and was just trying to fuck everyone up. Because he knew not to. He didn't fuck with some of us. He didn't mess with me. He messed with this. We had this really big Mexican cat that I love. How am I gonna forget her name? Jesus. I love Jesus. And we would terrorize Dave. Just shut the order straight.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're walking, and we would walk from we practice on the lake, and we walk through the Mexican neighborhood where St. Francis is at, and we walk through an alley to get back into the back door of St. Francis. So one of this black kid named Sam that was receiving runs up to me. He's like, "They gonna jump on Jaron." I'm like, "Shit." Some black cats walk in front of on the front. So we're in the alley. Some kids walk on the black block because they don't want to be back here when it goes down. So we get to the back door and they surround Jaron. I run and get in front of Jaron and say, if y'all gonna jump on him, y'all gonna have to jump on me. It's this big white kid named Moose. This motherfucker was about this wide. He was named Moose for a reason, right? And this is in high school. And some of these kids were clearly on steroids. I wasn't. And I looked at them and I was like, y'all gonna have to jump on me. Luckily, they were afraid of me enough not to fight because I can't beat
Right.
6 football players.
Yeah.
I don't even know what Jaron's gonna do. Sam was with me. Sam's a receiver, right?
So he's thin.
Yeah. So and then another one where the young kid we had this young white boy. I forgot his name. They used to punish him so. I used to feel so bad for him. how they used to just punish and beat him. And I'm just giving like, this is football. I'm sorry. Like this is football. I would think if someone's been in the military, it's even worse. You know what I'm saying? And so when you saw that with Myles Garrett, again, it's wrong. But when you have people in a gladiatorial state of mind, shit's gonna happen. I'm sorry. You can't have someone ratchet it up. And yes, you should be able to control yourself, but everyone can't. Now, Myles Garrett has been playing up to the line all season. Yeah. He opened up the year with 4 sacks, and 3 of them was roughing the passer, I believe. Yeah. So he
plays beyond the whistle.
Yeah, he's been going across the line. Now, what we come to find, remember when it first happened that night, they kept pointing out, regardless of what Mason Rudolph did, nothing was ours. So they implied Mason Rudolph had did something.
He did.
What we come to find out, what we saw was he tried to rip off Myles Garrett's helmet first.
And dig his cleat into his junk.
And then he cleated his junk. Mm-hmm. Well, that's probably going to make a man mad. And then as Akeem Hicks, injured bear, pointed out, don't run up. Then he ran up after he snatched the helmet off. Yeah. Right? Now, listen.
I would say this, because looking at it, the replay of it, Myles Garrett actually went after Myles Garrett, when he took the helmet off and he was backing up, he was like, all right, I took his helmet off, you pushing me back. Mm-hmm. And then, like you said, Hakeem Hicks said, why you running up? He ran up and he was like, oh, okay, let me give you this something. Bam.
I mean, oh my goodness.
He should have did it.
He shouldn't have done it. And he's going to pay for it.
Yes, he should. As he should.
He may not start the season next year. I'm not saying.
I think he will.
I'm with you, but there's still a chance.
There's a chance. Yeah.
They could they could make this a year.
Yeah.
They could be like, you don't come back until this week next season, basically. Just to make sure to send the message too. Yeah. Don't any of y'all ever think about doing this.
And also too, I think you have to maybe put a little bit something extra on it, because we all saw Mason Rudolph a few weeks ago, maybe like a month ago. So
how you gonna blame him for that?
No.
I had nothing to do when he was out there like this.
No, damn.
He was like this. Listen, I was talking after. I was like, he was like this.
Listen, when Mason Rudolph got hit, maybe was it a couple of months ago?
About a month and about 2.
About 2 months ago?
I mean, it was about
it was like the
end of September.
It was about the second or third game after Ben was out.
He wasn't moving. He was knocked out like that he wasn't moving. So he's already had huge...
I'm going to reconcuss this motherfucker.
He had a very bad concussion. So now...
You're seeing stars now?
So now you have a player the size of Myles Garrett swinging a helmet and hitting that dude upside the head.
Don't run up. Again, I think it was terrible. I just didn't think it was to me, the media overreacted. I felt like we had a low media day and it was time to go in.
I'm surprised that a lot of football players, the ones that
have seen it before,
was talking about, what was that Booger McFarland? Who was it? Who said that he talking about the Pittsburgh shouldn't leave until they press
Damian Woody.
Yeah, that was
it Damian Woody? You sure it wasn't Booger?
You kept thinking it was Booger, and we figured out it was Damian Woody.
Okay, because I think Damian Woody was talking about
both of them was first.
They was both saying some wild stuff,
and that was crazy.
He was talking about Pittsburgh shouldn't leave.
Watch that. Y'all better watch that.
Right, he was talking about Pittsburgh shouldn't leave until they file charges against him. It was one of them saying it, and I was like, "Come on, man!" And it came out today that Mason Rudolph was like,
may have said that.
"Yeah." Mason Rudolph was like, "I'm not pressing."
His representation said maybe
they're not gonna press.
Go ahead and cross that line if you want to.
I know, right?
Because we're gonna start locking all y'all asses up. All right?
Also, too, they're going. It's probably guys on his team, or definitely someone on the other side on another team. It's like, damn, dude, I know that was bogus, and he got suspended, but you gonna press charges on him? It's already a brotherhood, and Myles Garrett already crossed that line.
He's not gonna get paid. Think about all that money,
right? And
he's the first pick. He was the first pick, right?
First overall.
Ahead of Mitch. He missing money. Them big checks.
Them not small checks.
And
ahead of Mitchell Trubisky.
And when he, why it's
like that?
But when he got back into the locker room,
trying to enjoy ourselves and whatnot.
But when he got back into the locker room,
getting you ready for game day, baby.
He said, man, I am embarrassed. You know, he
blacked out.
That's rage.
Why I try not to argue, and I told her I try to be as calm as possible. Yes, because I can lose control.
He blacked out, and his level of pissosity was at 10. Yeah. And then when he finally came down, it was like, oh shit, what did I do?
You ever? Look,
you can't go out there and press charges against somebody.
As simple as anybody. You and your best friend can go. Let's say 3 of your 4 buddies go play basketball, and you and your best friend on opposing teams. Mm-hmm. You motherfuckers are down under the hoop, trying to get position for a rebound, and just because of the mano a mano energy of trying to prove and get to that spot of wrestling, y'all may slug each. I've done that.
Oh, somebody gonna get an elbow to the stomach.
But I've been like, you want this shit right now, motherfucker? And that's my closest.
And it just
friend.
keeps escalating and escalating.
And in football, you're wrestling on every snap.
He was being wrestled while he
Yes,
was.
and shout out to Castro for being the only person with common sense at that moment. But you're wrestling on every snap, so you're going to get this. Like when you brought up the doubles, man, doubles is crazy,
Right.
Because you're talking about
Weeks and weeks.
and facing the same.
You
people.
gonna fight somebody.
Yeah, you're gonna fight.
Kyle Long this past Chicago Bears very own Kyle Long
Did he
this
take out
past.
somebody helmet swinging?
Yes, he did.
He didn't. He
And
threw it though.
I thought you swung.
Mark Rohde has
already
said.
swung.
Mark Rohde said he threw it.
He threw it.
Brody said we're gonna take that as fact.
All right, yeah. You could go back to Kyle. Not Kyle. Was it Turley?
Yeah,
What was
Turley.
it?
But he threw it.
He threw it. Like that, but at least from my point of view, I had never seen on TV a player swing a helmet and connect. That's what was kind of like jarring me back. Like, whoa!
Like they have a rule for that, and I've never actually seen that
It's
rule
15
taken into
yards.
effect.
If you swing a helmet,
You cannot take someone's helmet and you cannot use it as a weapon.
Yes.
Is literal verbiage.
Think about it though.
Time out.
You don't
So
think
that
some of
means
them
it's
crazy ass football players would do that?
That means it's happening,
Right. There's got to be
So when
precedent.
everyone was talking about, that means it's.
I
'cause
had
to
never
me,
seen it
I was-
before, though.
I
had never seen that before.
But for me, I was thinking, dude, it's impossible that this hasn't happened in football.
Oh, yeah.
As many
Oh,
years
yeah.
as football, I don't care if it was a leather helmet.
to have that specific of a rule,
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so clearly
you can't
it's-
take someone else's helmet
And
and
then-
use it as a weapon.
So it's probably back in like the 1930s and 40s
Well, not
and
them
50s.
leather helmets.
No, but they
But
was
probably listen.
at
you
least the
telling
50s.
me
The 50s they was wearing regular helmets.
If
back
Deacon
then.
Jones was ear hole slapping mother,
Oh my goodness.
you think they were snatching helmets off back then?
Oh, my goodness.
Come on,
Could
y'all.
you
Earshot.
Come
Could
on,
you imagine
y'all.
Deacon Jones playing right now?
He'd be dominating.
Oh my God.
Them crusty lips of his. I love me some Deacon Jones. Deacon Jones got them Palmolive squares like he smoked lips. Like
When did Deacon Jones pass away? How long
Man,
did he?
about
About 10
a
years
decade ago.
About 10 years ago?
yeah, I
he
love
passed
me some
away.
Deacon Jones.
Yeah,
Deacon Jones
was
type
good.
motherfucker you didn't want to run up.
No, not at all. Not at all.
on.
But I'm
That Rams defensive line you didn't want to run up. on.
listen, I'm sure he took a helmet off of too.
Oh, it's not even a question. It's not even, dude. Come on. You think he didn't? They used to be clotheslining mugs back then. Come on, again. I know it's supposed to be better now. It's one isolated incident.
Yeah, that's something that you won't see.
Yeah, it's what, and the NFL
rare.
is going to come down so hard to make sure no one else does that again.
As they should, but I don't think he's gonna get suspended.
They
for next
gave
year.
what Ray Rice 4 games for
knocking out his old
assault, and they're
lady. We did. What? Why are you giving me that face? What are you doing?
No.
He
It's how you said it. It's how frank you said that. You said like that's a Tuesday. Like,
no. No.
You said that shit like that's where you come from. Yeah, man, I knocked the ass out. Knocked his old lady out. Knocking out his old lady. Like, damn, dude. My bad, bro. I'm just not used to that type of
Africa.
You better not touch your old lady.
Africa just called it.
You better not touch your old lady. But I'm just saying though, he knocked out his then fiance.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately.
Very unfortunately, and his ass has never been back in the league.
Yeah,
If
well,
could-
he got
if
4
could run
games.
the initial suspension
And then
before
he-
the tape came out. And we know Roger Goodell knew that it happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But the point
But if he
is,
could run, he would have played again.
How old was Ray Rice?
He was like 30.
He was used up.
He's about
he
30
was
by
like
then?
30
he
by
was,
then.
the Ravens had used him.
He did.
up
They did.
at that point.
I can't believe you think.
But they've suspended him all rest of the year right away, right? So
no,
it's like
I thought it was only 4 games.
Not Ray. We talking about Ray Rice?
no. I'm talking about Myles Garrett.
Yeah, he's out the rest of the year.
So they
it-
came
it was-
down
and
swift.
and they only have 6 more
well, it
games
was on
left.
video right there.
Well, yeah, but even
Oh,
still,
wait till the video came
even
out.
still.
Goodell knew that as soon as he saw it. He's like, well, he's done for the rest of the
But
season.
that's what I'm saying. They came down
spit-
extremely
he
hard. This is
spit
how
out
much they're
his
going to do.
What in the hell?
Blackity black.
Virginia
And on a
McCaskey.
quarterback. Then the thing is about when you see the white reaction. A quarterback has been hit. How dare you?
One of our brothers.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Get your tiki torch.
Damn.
This nice Oklahoman boy.
Exactly.
Whoa. Okay.
Hey, Mason Real got to get baptized in the fire.
Man.
Guess what? He part of the tiki, part of the crew.
Hold
now.
on. Wait a minute. But why doesn't he get like a game?
Oh, to me, I thought he should have got a game.
He should have got something.
I thought he should
didn't
have
get nothing.
because in all fairness, he started it.
Yeah.
Forget, yeah, if you because
Yeah.
you could say this We know Garrett is playing across the line, so Garrett tackling him down could have been dirty. But also, Garrett may have not known the ball was gone. So the fact that Mason Rudolph gets down and he tried to rip this man's helmet off his head.
He started?
Listen, I know y'all know this. Dude, we just saw Tua with that. You know why Tua's nose was bleeding? Because that helmet, when it bounced off his head, it ripped off, it hit his nose or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, somebody rip your helmet off, dog, it's smooshing all over your face. Anytime I see a face mask and that bad boy go like that and it turn, I'm like, oh, I know his nose hurts.
The Bears a few years ago had a running back and his helmet had some defect and it cut like a huge gash on his forehead. And he had to be taken out of the game because he was bleeding so badly.
I don't remember
just
that.
from his helmet.
He must not been. He must not been good.
It was
like he was out there.
It was like Tressman or early John Fox era.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So we're talking about after Forte?
Yeah. It was just like some no-name or backup running back to Forte.
Oh, I remember that.
I don't remember. I don't remember. Like back in the days, I used to know stuff like that. I don't think about that anymore. All right, let's finish this up.
Okay.
A crafty Iowan posed as a 15-year-old boy to expose her son-in-law as a sexual predator looking to meet up with an underage kid, court documents show. Ryan. Crazy point I thought I didn't even know it was coming up. Ryan Mitchell Buddy, 34 of Clinton, promised his wife that he stopped chatting with teen boys online and asking them to send pictures.
Oh my God.
But relatives weren't convinced that he stopped, according to court records cited by the Des Moines Register.
You better watch out for your uncle.
Dog, what kind of a family is this when y'all be like, he just can't stop with them little boys? And y'all ain't calling nobody and letting him, he's still molesting.
And he married into the family.
Right?
He's not blood.
You know you can't leave them kids around Tyrone.
That prompted, wait, he ain't Tyrone, he's Ryan Mitchell.
Oh, Ryan. You can't leave them kids around Ryan. You know that.
Help, Africa's calling. D. That prompted Buddy's mother-in-law
you think that was us? Goodbye.
to put on her detective's hat and set up a sting that would ultimately be used in evidence to send Buddy to prison for more than 10 years, court documents.
Ooh, good.
Yeah.
Good for her.
She wanted her daughter away from this sicko.
Hell yeah.
Buddy's mother-in-law took it upon herself to conduct an undercover investigation where she pretended to be a 15-year-old boy and began to communicate with Buddy online.
Wait a minute. Who name is Buddy?
The dude.
The pedo.
Ryan Mitchell Buddy.
Oh, my goodness.
You know him?
No.
Y'all went to high school together? Mm-mm. He got pictures of you, he said.
No, he don't.
The documents state Buddy with the 15-year-old boy and began to communicate with Buddy online. The document states Buddy within 2 weeks expressed an interest in meeting the boy for sex. God damn.
Oh, I did. I was at high school and my junior year, one day we was in history class and they was passing out this letter. I was like, why did they pass out this letter? And we started reading it. It was like, oh, shit. A priest or father had met up at a diner expecting to meet up with a young boy.
What, a priest at y'all school?
Oh, no, he was a part of the parish. I think he was at St. Lawrence, but he was part of the Irish Catholic parish, all the Irish Catholic high schools. Yeah.
What diner was y'all supposed to meet up at?
Y'all. No, sir. I don't do that. Not saying anything wrong with it either.
Father, let's meet at the church.
Yeah. Not.
You get yours at the church, right?
You don't do pedophile.
I see you.
You don't.
Watch this, Jesus.
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
Don't do the pedophile stuff. That shit ain't cool.
To break all type of sacrilegious rules. Buddy was sentenced to Tuesday to 130 months in prison for receiving and distributing child pornography.
How many?
He was sending this shit out to
130 months.
He got 10 years. The investigation into his online activities started in 2017 after he uploaded 27 child porn files to Tumblr. Am I just too square? Who's doing this? Why?
See, people that's sick, Ken. Sick in the head.
But sick tells me I shouldn't upload it onto Tumblr.
Oh, they can't help themselves.
I mean, damn.
They sick.
Goodness gracious.
I don't know where it gets to the point where it's like, I got to show everybody that I am a pedophile. Like, not saying like, oh, you already messed up in here that you're a pedophile, but now you're going to show to everybody that you're a pedophile?
Oh, you want to get in contact other pedophiles?
Maybe.
Yeah, because they say he distributed.
So there's like a pedophile internet ring?
Yeah.
That's some foul shit.
That's some sick shit.
I wonder if he has kids with this lady.
It didn't say. That's a good question, though.
Because if you're the family, you got to be like, you don't come around here anymore.
Come around here, she need to divorce his ass.
Well, I'm assuming that's happening.
Well, I hope so.
But what about if you have kids?
So what? Shit.
But he's worried about the little kid getting molested.
Hell yeah, I don't care. You need to go.
Yeah.
You need to go. You pedo.
What would you do?
About what?
If one of your
my cousins?
If what's her name? Fiance, Mimi's fiance was
Oh, he ain't gonna be around that much longer.
How you gonna take care of it?
I ain't saying I'm about to kill, hurt the man.
I don't know. Blood told you to do shit.
Blood was around.
Blood was around. We would kill him together.
I got a few bricks in the back.
keep bricks. In
My
his car.
grandfather got that nickname because he beat some dude ass outside a bar or something like that, and he beat him so bad, like blood was just everywhere, and his nickname was Blood. That's how he got his nickname.
Great.
Straight out the low end.
Great.
I'm just saying. He ain't mess with my grandfather, man.
Great.
Just letting you know.
What do you think he'd do to Buddy?
Oh.
Rape him.
What?
Eye for an eye.
I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't have his member attached to him no more. I don't know, man. My grandfather didn't play. My grandfather did not play with anybody. He was not the one to be fucked
Did he
with.
play with you?
No, Little Bear. I'm Bear. My nickname. I was fine. You know what I'm saying? I was the king of the castle.
What? He's Big Bear?
No.
Who is Big Bear? You said Little Bear.
No. My nickname was Little Bear.
I get that.
I was short and fat, and I looked like the Snows Bears, and that's how I got my nickname.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how my nickname.
But he played with you.
Like I was his Yeah.
I'm just asking him. I mean, well, actually, like for instance, my dad used to tell me that my dad would be in the 70s now.
Mm-hmm.
That in the days when he grew up, the older males didn't interact with the younger males. Like
Oh no. My
so he'd be
grandfather
like, I would see my
definitely
uncle in at the bar, and he may buy me a drink, but he wouldn't
interact.
Yeah.
No, our family was really tight, close,
So
really close. My grandfather played.
He was saying how he was different from that. That's why I'm asking.
Oh yeah. Anywhere he went, I was right there with him. It was a huge loss when he passed away. My grandfather was maybe 51 when he passed away. He had a massive stroke. Yeah, Matt had a cast on his leg.
Them dudes at the bar felt safe.
Maybe.
Blood dead.
We can come out.
Shit.
Man, my grandfather. Man. I remember one time, man, I was about 7.
Damn, your grandfather was young.
My grandfather was young.
I mean, he got to be a grandfather. My dad died at 56 or 7.
Yeah.
He ain't had no grandkids that much.
Yeah. I remember one time, man, this, I don't know if it was a bill collector or a telemarketer called the house. And he said something to my grandmother. And my grandmother was like, you know what? You just talk to my husband when he get home. I've seen it in person. Like, okay, yeah, you don't mess with him. I had never really heard my grandfather like rip someone, a new one. It was over the phone. And I could tell he got his point across. I like walked in the room. You ever seen that gif of that baby that walk in the room and get scared and run back out?
Yeah.
That was me. Like, oh shit, something's happening. You know what I'm saying? No, my grandfather didn't play. My grandfather played, but with me,
What was he telling him? Don't call here anymore, basically?
man, he was like, man, you ever talk to my wife? He went off. I'm like, whoa, and that's just over the phone. And he got his point across too. At the end, he was like, basically, he was like, on the other end, he was like, okay, Mr. Sproul, I understand, like that, like damn. So I can just imagine him in his younger years. Ooh, shit. Like I said, my grandfather passed. He was like 51 or 52 years old. So he still got it.
Still ass kicking age.
Still ass kicking.
And then he's got old man strength going?
Man. My grandfather did not play. But
Called blood and bones.
He would have taken care of business. That's all I gotta say. Blood would have took care of business. Blood, my grandfather and Kyle's grandmother are brother and sister.
Okay.
And
Kyle's grandma used to take care of business too.
yeah, Cooter didn't play.
What the fuck is up with these names?
Cooter.
Blood and Cuda.
Yeah.
Who else? What else? This is Icebox.
Icebox.
Blood, Cuda. Who else we got? Little Bear.
Dirty D.
Dirty D. John.
Nah, that don't count.
Dinky.
That counts.
Dinky. Who else got some?
Stinky?
Wee and Porky.
Porky, we gonna leave Wee out.
They twins.
Okay,
You got to leave them both in. Wee Wee and Porky. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Why they call him Wee Wee?
I don't know. I'm trying to think who else got some wild names. I think that's about it. I don't know. It's probably some other cousins that I'm got. My uncle name was Jelly. Got a cousin named Cracker. Yeah.
Me?
Yeah. No, yeah. She black. She black. They live down in Atlanta.
Oh Lordy.
I can't think of any.
Does she
other
like
ones.
crackers? How did that go?
I have no idea how she got that name.
You said keep it away from you.
Eating too many crackers at soup time?
I'm trying to think who else got some.
Come on, Cracker, pass those.
I think that might Shoo Shoo.
we're not accepting shoo.
Shoo. We just call him Shoe now.
Well, shoe counts.
Yeah, Shoe. No?
Yeah.
You ain't got no cousins with wild nicknames?
Cornbread.
Damn.
You gonna finish your cornbread?
Damn.
I don't know why they call that movie cornbread. No, I'm wrong. That's not cornbread. I knew two dudes in around my house. Cousin I'm talking about, his name is Popcorn.
Popcorn? Okay.
Yeah, Popcorn, Scooby. My cousin Willie, his nickname was Man.
My auntie nickname is Mimi.
It was Man. It's like, man. I was like, I never got that. I'm trying to think anybody else got it. No, we don't have his. No.
I know I'm missing somebody.
Afton's name is Taffy.
Taffy?
Afton's like her family calls her Taffy.
Taffy. Okay.
Yeah. Who else?
Your family didn't give you like a nickname like that?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Kenny.
Ryan?
My family calls me Kenneth Charles or Kenny.
I've had a lot. Rye guy.
I never liked Kenneth Charles, and I don't like Kenny either.
No.
But since my little brother started calling me, I basically just allowed
Somebody at work would just call you Kenny, didn't they?
Probably Chris.
Okay.
But I'll never really like people calling me. It wouldn't bother me if I don't really know what y'all calling me Kenny, but if y'all call me Kenny, it's like, to me now it's a term of endearment, but it's kind of like, you can
be disrespectful with that.
I kind of better like you if you call me Kenny. Like, I better be some love, but a stranger calling me Kenny, I mean, it wouldn't, now I'm grown with mad, but I don't like the name, but to me it's a term of endearment, so it wouldn't bother me if y'all. Like, so when she called me, it doesn't bother me.
Got a cousin named Kadu.
Kadu? What the fuck is Kadu?
Kadu and Dinky are brothers.
This shit can keep going. This is a segment in itself.
Squeako. And he was in a wheelchair.
Hold on. Hold the fuck up. His name was Squeako?
Yeah, we call him Squeako.
Because his wheelchair squeak?
Probably.
That's some badass shit. We call grandma wheelchair. I mean, crip.
Yes,
Walking cane?
He was fine with, he passed away. He was in a car accident. But we used to actually, around the way, bet people. Like my older cousin would bet people because he had a handicapped car. So people would roll out and it was like guys on the block. They'd be like, man, he can't drive. It's like, man, watch this. I bet you could drive. And he get into his car. He pull up. Like, man, what the hell? Yeah, he died in a car accident. I think he died on Mother's Day.
Whoa, hold up.
Yeah,
this is really bad. You write these. You don't even mean to do this.
What?
It's just the comedy writes itself. So your disabled cousin.
Yes.
Who you just said the people's like he can't drive.
Yes.
He drives off in the car, but he ends up dying in a car accident.
He passed away in a car accident.
Was it this car, Brett, that he was driving? It was his car?
His car.
Okay. So
nickname was Squeako.
Yeah, it's R.I.P. Squeako.
Yeah, of course.
R.I.P.
Pooh.
Yeah, we got some poos.
Pooh.
My dad called me Boo.
Okay.
Or was Boo. He used to call me Boo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, there's a lot of them, man. We got a lot of names in the family. All right, hey, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at D and Davis Show. Once again, it's at D and Davis Show. Facebook.com/D and Davis Show. iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Music, Stitcher, the TuneIn app, or on Anchor, what kicks you over to Spotify, and the YouTubes as well. I'm on Twitter at DeBonds1, Ken's on Twitter at That's Davis, and Ryan's on Twitter at Ryan B. Ski. And I want to give a huge shout out and happy birthday to my grandmother, Joanne, Blood's wife, who also you don't mess with. You don't mess with Joe, because Joe will cuss you out.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Happy birthday, Grandma.
Happy birthday, Dee's granny.
Yes.
And she'll cut you. I want to give a shout out. My aunt's having a birthday today. She turned 70 Tuesday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congrats. Nice. Was anybody in your family like car sharks? I think my grandmother would cut. She probably cut somebody back in the day playing poker. It wouldn't shock me.
No.
She's a low end Robert Taylor homegirl.
No.
She'll cut you.
She from the Robert Taylors?
My grandma is Robert Taylor, Stateway. Stateway. They grew up, and they also lived in Alga Gardens, too.
I don't know if your people know my people.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
The Holmes family.
The Holmes family, the Moores.
Same way Lawrence spelled his last name. And every time my grandmother sees, like, ask that boy, is he related to us? I was like, okay. He spells his name just like us, Bear. I was like, okay, Grandma, I will. I've been to ask him, too.
Don't let me tell Blood.
Yeah. Like, you know somebody's last name? Betsy? Investor? Holmes? Yeah, that's us.
All right. But look, enjoy your week. Hopefully you enjoyed this warm weather this past weekend. That we
yes.
Thankfully, D didn't get hurt during the Spartan thing. That's the best part. We will be back Tuesday to give you D and Davis the show. Hopefully, we can take it to another level. And we always appreciate you spending your time with us. So don't do anything stupid till you hear from us again.
Keep your hands to yourself.
The Flip.